we have completed about the tyrosine and tryptophan and then phenylalanine. And first metabolism that I taught you about the tyrosine and phenylalanine. And remember phenylalanine. Remember phenylalanine and tyrosine. Thank you. Phenylalanine and tyrosine. We have learned that phenylalanine will get converted to tyrosine by addition of OH group. By addition of OH group. OH group will be added into that one. And addition of OH group will be by phenylalanine hydroxylase enzyme. We have learned that one. And then after formation of the tyrosine is going to form melanin, and then tyrosine is going to form T3D4, and tyrosine is the one which is going to form the catecholamines. Is it okay? And once that is done, we have learned about tryptophan. Tryptophan is helping us in the formation of serotonin, melatonin, and one more thing, that is vitamin B3. Okay. And we have learned about two diseases yesterday. One will be the phenylketonuria, another one will be the alkaptonuria. Those two diseases we have learned yesterday, guys. So now today let us continue with our discussion right now, guys. The first topic that we are going to learn today right now will be the metabolism of aliphatic amino acids. Metabolism of aliphatic amino acids. Okay. And if you remember yesterday's class, metabolism of aliphatic amino acids. Yes, aliphatic amino acids, they are like 5 of them: glycine, alanine, and then valine, and then leucine and isoleucine. So let us learn about all the 5 aliphatic amino acids right now. What is this, guys? So since there is one phosphate group in glucose 1-phosphate and glucose 6-phosphate, it is the first on one side and sixth on the opposite side. So how can we differentiate first and sixth position? Hello iPad 2. Whatever diagram of glucose that we have drawn in our class yesterday, it was like 6 carbons like this, 1 2 3 4 5 6. This is not the exact diagram of the glucose. I have drawn only the carbon skeleton. If you draw the exact glucose structure, you'll be easily able to identify and differentiate the first carbon and the sixth carbon. Are you getting a point here? तो हमने जो ड्रॉ किया है उसमें आप परेशान मत हो कि सर हम कैसे डिफरेंशिएट करेंगे. सो दिस विल बी द एक्चुअल डायग्राम ऑफ द ग्लूकोज मॉलिक्यूल. परफेक्ट, नाइस, वेरी गुड. ओके, तो हम डिफरेंशिएट कर सकते हैं. एंड वन मोर पर्सन इज आस्किंग अ डाउट हियर, tetrahydrobiopterin to dihydrobiopterin. Yeah, we have seen phenylalanine to tyrosine. I told you phenylalanine to tyrosine. Guys, other people, let me just take up these doubts, clarify, and then आगे बढ़ेंगे हम लोग. I told you phenylalanine to tyrosine, addition of OH group, name of the enzyme phenylalanine hydroxylase. Okay, and who is adding the OH group? OH group is added by tetrahydrobiopterin. There are 4 hydrogens, and after adding the OH group, it is getting converted to dihydrobiopterin. Okay, I hope that is clear. So phenylalanine is getting converted to tyrosine by addition of OH group, and OH group is added by tetrahydrobiopterin, and after adding the OH group, it is becoming dihydrobiopterin. Okay, chalo. If these doubts are clarified, welcome to our today's topic. Heading लिखिए sir, metabolism of aliphatic amino acids. Aliphatic amino acids will be your glycine, and then we are having alanine, and then valine, leucine, and isoleucine. First, let's get started with the glycine here right now, guys. चलिए sir, glycine start करते हैं. ठीक है? Now first let's get started with our today's topic right now, that is glycine. Okay, now my dear friends, glycine the first point to remember about glycine is, out of all 20 amino acids, it is the simplest amino acid. Out of all the 20 amino acids, simplest amino acid is glycine. Number 2, second thing is that, remember, it is the most abundant amino acid. It is the most abundant amino acid in collagen. Recently asked question. So in the collagen protein, the most abundant amino acid will be your glycine. And then the third point that you have to remember is the flexibility of the protein. The flexibility, or we can say the bends in protein. The flexibility or the bends in protein are due to which amino acids? Are glycine amino acid. So glycine is actually the simplest amino acid, Glycine is simplest amino acid out of 20, and it is the most abundant amino acid in collagen protein. And in the proteins, whatever flexibility you are able to see, or whatever bends you are able to see in the proteins, those bends or the flexibility in protein is due to which amino acid? It's due to glycine amino acid, guys. Okay. Now once you are done with this one, let us see what are the functions of glycine. Glycine के ना functions क्या होते हैं सर? What are the functions of glycine, guys? ठीक है? Divya is asking something. I'll get back to it, Divya. Okay now. Now, glycine. Let's see what are the functions of glycine right now, sir. Glycine के functions देखते हैं. Function number 1, glycine helps us in the formation of heme, sir. Heme synthesis. Glycine helps in heme synthesis, guys. Okay. When you study about the heme synthesis, I'm not telling hemoglobin. I'm not at all telling you about the hemoglobin. I'm telling you about heme. Okay. When you study about heme synthesis, the very first reaction in the heme synthesis is succinyl-CoA. Succinyl-CoA combines along with the glycine, and these two will combine together to form your delta-ALA. And delta-ALA will undergo n number of reactions there, and after that it is going to form heme. Okay. So I'll teach you about the heme synthesis topic later on, guys. But right now, the heme synthesis, we need which amino acid? Glycine. Glycine is the amino acid required for heme synthesis. Done. Next, number 2, glycine is also required for purine ring synthesis. Not the pyrimidine ring, purine ring synthesis. We require which amino acids? Glycine. So don't worry about this. Tomorrow we are going to study about the DNA and RNA wala part. In that I'll teach you about the purines and pyrimidines. And the purines will be your adenine and guanine. And the formation of the purine ring, that is adenine and guanine ring, you require what's a glycine. और मैं आपको ना उस topic में पढ़ाऊंगा. Don't worry about that. Number 3, glycine is also required for creatine synthesis. Okay, creatine synthesis. Glycine is also required for synthesis of creatine. Okay. And number 4, glycine is also required for the synthesis of glutathione. So yeah, in short, we can say that it is required for synthesis of many things. So glycine is required for heme synthesis, for purine ring synthesis, for creatine synthesis, as well as glycine is required for glutathione synthesis. And now they want you to remember in detail about glutathione. Glutathione is actually a tripeptide. Glutathione is tripeptide. What is the meaning of tripeptide? It is made up of 3 amino acids. And sir, how to remember the 3 amino acids? I'll tell you the trick here. First of all, gluta. That is the reason why which amino acid here, sir? That is glutamate. And the second word here will be thio. I hope if you have learned a little bit of chemistry in your life, thio is the word used whenever you have got the sulfur containing amino acids. Okay, so wherever you have sulfur, the word used will be thio. So therefore, sulfur containing amino acid, that is cysteine. And finally, one there, and the first one amino acid, pehla wala, and that is glycine. Is it okay? So I remember it something like this. Are you getting me? So glutathione, that is glutamate, and thio means sulfur containing cysteine and glycine. Remember, in this exam, MC exam, they have already asked about this one, guys. You already पूछा गया था. Okay, glutathione is made up of how many proteins, how many amino acids, guys? 3 amino acids. That is glutamate, cysteine, and glycine. Glutamate, cysteine, and glycine. Is it okay? So glycine is required for heme synthesis. Glycine is required for purine ring synthesis, as well as creatinine synthesis, as well as glutathione synthesis. Okay. And after that, write down function number 5. Glycine is also acting like a neurotransmitter. I think you have learned physiology. And in physiology, when you learn CNS physiology, in CNS physiology, now wherever there will be a synapse, there will be one neuron, and then there will be another neuron, and between the two neurons there will be a gap here, and that is known as synapse. In synapse, there will be release of a chemical substance, and that chemical substance is known as neurotransmitter. And there are variety of neurotransmitter. We have got norepinephrine, you have got like so many of them, acetylcholine, GABA, glycine. So even glycine also acts as a neurotransmitter. Glycine also acts as like a neurotransmitter. And function number 6, glycine also helps in conjugation of bile acids. bile acids. Bile acids will be produced by liver. Liver will be forming the bile acids, and after forming the bile acids, those bile acids has to be conjugated, and that conjugation of bile acids will be done by glycine. So glycine also helps in conjugation of bile acids. So these are all the functions of glycine that you have to remember for your exams, sir. More than enough. Done. I repeat again, glycine is required for heme synthesis, glycine is required for purine synthesis, glycine is also required for creatinine synthesis as well as glutathione, guys. And glutathione is a tripeptide. You have to remember in detail, made up of 3 amino acid: glutamate, cysteine and glycine. And then glycine is also acting like a neurotransmitter and is also required for conjugation of bile acids. That is all about the glycine, guys. Now let us go to the second amino acid. The second one will be your alanine. And my dear friends, nothing to learn about alanine. Why? Conjugation is like combining. Okay, we are going to conjugate glycine along with the bile acids. Arjun, doubt what is conjugation? Conjugation means joining. So glycine amino acids will be joined by the bile acids. Okay. Now welcome to the alanine, guys. Alanine we don't have to learn. Why? Because we have already learned glucose alanine cycle. Okay, ji. So we don't have to learn it again. Already I have taught you that in the previous topic itself. So what is the function of alanine? You remember the glucose alanine cycle? Muscle to liver, then again from the liver back to muscle and all those. So that entire cycle is nothing but glucose alanine cycle. That is the function of alanine. And now welcome to the last three. Okay, we are done with glycine, we are done with alanine, and now valine, leucine and isoleucine. Remember, these three together, they are known as BCAs, the branched chain amino acid. Okay, branch chain amino acids कहते हैं, ठीक है? So please write down the setting there as the branched chain amino acids. And which will be the branch chain amino acid? One will be your valine, another one will be the leucine, another one will be the isoleucine. And these three branch chain amino acid, valine, leucine and isoleucine, will undergo certain metabolism and they are going to form some product. So the good news here is that you don't have to learn the entire pathway. You got to learn only and only about one enzyme here right now. What is the name of the enzyme? It's branch chain. Okay, why? Because these are branch chain amino acids, branch chain. And if you remember, yesterday I told you one thing: the amino acids after coming inside our body, amine part will be removed off, and then what is remaining? We are remaining with the keto acid. So therefore the same thing is happening here also. Branch chain, what is left out? Keto acid. And they are undergoing oxidation. Oxidation means removal of hydrogen, and that is why dehydrogenase. So what is the complete name of the enzyme, sir? What is the complete name of the enzyme? Branch chain keto acid dehydrogenase. Branch chain keto acid dehydrogenase. Okay. So I repeat again, these three are the branch chain amino acid: valine, leucine, isoleucine. These three are branch chain amino acid, and for the metabolism of these three, we require an enzyme, and the name of the enzyme is BCKD. Okay, don't take me wrongly. It is branch chain keto acid dehydrogenase. Branch chain keto acid dehydrogenase. And now this enzyme, you have to remember like 2 points here right now, guys. Point number 1, this enzyme requires coenzymes. इसको ना coenzyme चाहिए. And how many coenzymes are required for this one? Again the same thing, 5 coenzyme. Again the same 5 coenzyme. Number 1, lipoic acid. Number 2, thiamine pyrophosphate. Number 3, coenzyme A. Number 4, NAD plus. And number 5, FAD. Are you getting my point here right now? Hello my dear friends. Enzymes which will be requiring the same 5 coenzymes. Number 1, we studied pyruvate dehydrogenase complex, and number 2, we have learned about the alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase complex. One is PDH complex, another one is the alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase complex. Come on my dear friends, just confirm me. Hello. Are you able to recall these 5 coenzymes? These 5 coenzymes we have learned till now. It is required for how many enzymes? It is required for, yes, 3 enzymes till now. Keep on making the list. Wherever you're writing your notes, at the last page of the notes, just make a note of that one. Okay ना, 5 coenzymes required for how many enzymes till now we have learned. आपका responsibility है, make the list. And now, my dear friends, yes, welcome here right now. This enzyme is utmost important. Recently, in the last 3-4 exams, continuously they have asked the question. Why it is important? You know why? Because in some people there will be deficiency of this enzyme, and if this enzyme is deficient, then what is going to happen? It will lead to a disease. Clinical correlation. What is the disease? What is the disease? It will lead to maple syrup urine disease. Maple syrup urine disease. ठीक है ना? Maple syrup urine disease. और मैंने आपको क्या बताया था? Any time in biochemistry when you are learning any disease, first of all write down the enzyme deficient. Now what is the enzyme deficient in maple syrup urine disease? BCKD, branch chain keto acid dehydrogenase. The enzyme deficient in the maple syrup urine disease is branch chain keto acid dehydrogenase. Branch chain keto acid dehydrogenase. अच्छा, my dear friends, what is the clinical feature? इसको ऐसा क्यों कहा जाता है? What is the meaning of maple syrup urine disease? The urine smells like maple syrup, odor. And how is the odor of the maple syrup, guys? Burnt sugar. You have to remember that word, burnt sugar. So burnt sugar like odor will be there in the urine. Burnt sugar like smell will be there in the urine, and that's the reason why it is said to be the maple syrup urine disease. Maple syrup urine disease. Is it okay? I hope this is done, guys. So by this we are done with the glycine, alanine, valine, leucine, isoleucine. Glycine, alanine, valine, leucine, isoleucine has been completed, sir. ठीक है जी? Are you done with this one here? So that completes the aliphatic amino acids. Saran, before slides has been deleted, Saran. That is gone already. Are you done? And someone was asking me a doubt. Hello. Someone was asking me about yeah, Divya, you were asking me, okay, sir, you know, when the proteins are found by amino acids only, why don't we take, you know, amino acids directly? Normally we do that when we are eating food. In the food it will be directly proteins only, we can't do anything with that. But when you take some additional supplements, na, we'll be doing that. And I hope some of the students who are interested in doing exercise and all, they'll be taking additional supplement of protein, and in that you'll be having BCAs. BCAs are nothing but your branch chain amino acid, valine, leucine, isoleucine, and these BCAs are necessary for, you know, additional supplement while doing exercise or something like that. Is it okay? So yeah, of course we do take amino acids in the form of amino acids also, but not during our routine eating and all those things. Additional supplement. Okay, Divya, I hope your question is answered now. चलिए सर, अब हम बढ़ते हैं आगे. Let's go ahead. So I think now you're observing yesterday's topic was like a big topic, guys. You know, metabolism of aromatic amino acid, aliphatic amino acid, time pass हो गया सर. Glycine, alanine, valine, isoleucine, leucine हो गया. And now please write on the heading there as the metabolism of basic amino acids. I hope you remember, in metabolism of the basic amino acids, we are having like 3 basic amino acids: lysine, arginine, and histidine. Okay, so first of all, write down there as histidine. Okay, and remember the only one thing that you have to remember: histidine is the one which is going to form histamine. You know, we come across this histamine, serotonin very commonly during inflammation. If you have learned pathology, आपने पढ़ा होगा. Okay, तो इन्फ्लेमेशन वगैरह वगैरह जहाँ पर भी आप पढ़ते हो, wherever you learn these things, you know, asthma, hypersensitivity reactions and all those things, you come across histamine and serotonin. So histamine is actually formed from histidine, and in your MC exam they have asked how is histidine converted to histamine? Remember, by decarboxylation, by removal of carbon in the form of decarboxylation. So histidine is going to form histamine, and in the presence by which process, guys? That is by decarboxylation. And once you are done with that one, welcome here right now, sir. The second one here right now is arginine. The second basic amino acid that you have to learn is arginine. Arginine function number 1, it comes in urea cycle, and I don't have to teach you and you don't have to learn this. Urea cycle we studied yesterday, and we know that in the urea cycle the last one, arginine, is the one which is going to break down to form ornithine back along with the release of urea. Ornithine and urea है ना, in the presence of an enzyme known as arginase. तो arginine urea cycle में आता है. Number 2 function of arginine, it is also helping in the formation of nitric oxide. Nitric oxide. Nitric oxide. ठीक है. And this will function of the arginine is extremely important. Nowadays they are asking like hell in your MC exam, sir. Every time, every now and then they are asking, sir. So remember, arginine is the one which is going to form your nitric oxide. Can anyone tell me what is the formula of nitric oxide? The formula of nitric oxide will be NO. And remember, it is formed in the presence of which enzyme? The name of the enzyme, your favorite one, NOS. And what is NOS? NOS stands for nitric oxide synthase. NOS stands for nitric oxide synthase. So please make a note of that. Okay. Is it okay? So please note that nitric oxide is actually synthesized from which amino acid? Arginine, in the presence of the enzyme nitric oxide synthesis. That's all. This is what you need to learn about the histidine and arginine, sir, and that completes about your basic amino acid. Don't worry about the lysine. Lysine I will tell you wherever it comes. Abhi nahi. ठीक है? Lysine abhi nahi, sir. Lysine I will tell you afterwards wherever it comes. Now once you are done with the basic amino acid, guys, now let us go towards one last and final concept, but a very big concept in protein metabolism. Now my dear friends, please write on the heading there as megaloblastic anemia. Do you know megaloblastic anemia? Yes. Do you know megaloblastic anemia? Megaloblastic anemia occurs due to deficiency of what? Yes. Listen here right now, sir. It's not only vitamin B12, even folic acid also. Yes. Look here. Megaloblastic anemia will occur due to vitamin B12 deficiency, and not only vitamin B12 deficiency, even the folic acid deficiencies. So either folic acid is deficient or vitamin B12 is deficient, or vitamin B12 is deficient. It will lead to megaloblastic anemia. I want every one of you to listen to this concept. It's a bigger concept. Okay, it will take 10-15 minutes of time, and I want you all to listen this from the very beginning, from the starting. And please don't ask me again to tell this one. Why? Because you cannot repeat. Today someone was asking me formation of T3 T4, can you repeat, sir? See, I told you yesterday 110 times कि जो है ना, that's a big concept, important concept. Starting से सुनिए, please सुनिए, क्योंकि हम लोग ना वो बार बार repeat नहीं कर सकते. If you have some doubt, I can clarify, but repeat the entire concept, it's not possible. That's the reason I'm telling you before itself. Okay, before itself I'm telling you, megaloblastic anemia occurs due to vitamin B12 deficiency or folic acid deficiency. It will take 10-15 minutes of time. Listen this from the very beginning. Okay. सबसे पहले as a doctor, okay Rahul, agreed. सबसे पहले as a doctor आपको पता होना चाहिए vitamin B12 deficiency megaloblastic anemia होता है. Folic support the patient suffering with megaloblastic anemia, and I come to you. After coming to you, you have diagnosed me, and after diagnosis confirm, yes sir, you are suffering with megaloblastic anemia. After confirming, now starts the problem. Why? What is the problem now? After confirming that I'm having megaloblastic anemia, the next challenge in front of you is that identify right now this megaloblastic anemia in my body, it's due to vitamin B12 deficiency or folic acid deficiency. इसको हम कहते हैं डिफरेंशियल डायग्नोसिस. यू हैव डायग्नोस्ड डिसीज, आपने डायग्नोस कर लिया है मेगलोब्लास्टिक एनीमिया करके. अब आपको इन द पहचानना है. नाउ यू हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई वेदर इट इज ड्यू टू विटामिन B12 डेफिशिएंसी और फोलिक एसिड डेफिशिएंसी. वेदर इट इज विटामिन B12 डेफिशिएंसी और फोलिक एसिड डेफिशिएंसी. कैसे पहचानोगे? हाउ विल यू आइडेंटिफाई? And to identify that, you need to learn a little bit of biochemistry. Chalo, I'm going to teach you like 2 diagrams now, 2 concepts. Listen here very, very carefully. Concept number 1. Concept number 1, we are going to deal with the metabolism of sulfur containing amino acids. Metabolism of sulfur containing amino acids. Yesterday I taught you one reaction, that is norepinephrine. Norepinephrine gets converted to epinephrine. Can anyone recall and tell me how? Norepinephrine is getting converted to epinephrine by, yes, methylation reaction. It's one of the best example, classical example of methylation reaction by addition of methyl group. And who is adding the methyl group? It is SAM, S-adenosyl methionine. After adding the methyl group, it is becoming S-adenosyl homocysteine. है ना? And now my dear friends, please stop writing and listen to the background story, the important thing right now. See, SAM is the methyl group donor. SAM is the methyl group donor in many methylation reactions in our body. So SAM is actually the methyl group donor, and it is the one which is going to give what's a methyl group, CH3 group. So I repeat again, SAM is actually a methyl group donor, and it is the one which is going to give the methyl group in almost okay, so in almost every methylation reaction in our body, in biochemistry, whatever methylation reactions are there, in almost every methylation reaction, SAM is the methyl group donor. SAM क्या करेगा? methyl group donate करेगा. ठीक है. Now guys, it's common sense right now. If SAM is the methyl group donor, if it is giving the methyl group every time, okay, it is necessary for us to even regenerate SAM. SAM is giving the methyl group every time, है ना? But we need to even regenerate the SAM back. We need to get the SAM back, है ना? उसको regenerate भी तो करना पड़ेगा. And to regenerate that, what you have to do is we have to convert this again to SAM back and apply common sense. How to regenerate that, sir? कैसे regenerate करें? Already SAM है back. उसमें वापस methyl group add कर दो. Understanding here? So keeping this concept in mind, let's regenerate SAM right now, sir. Come on, start. First of all, this S-adenosyl homocysteine will further break down to homocysteine. S-adenosyl homocysteine will break down to homocysteine. Don't have to worry about this reaction. Don't have to worry about the enzyme. And now welcome to the important reaction to be learned. Now this homocysteine is actually going to react with a substance, and the name of that substance is methyl tetrahydrofolate. I repeat again, methyl tetrahydrofolate. I repeat again, homocysteine reacts with methyl tetrahydrofolate. Methyl tetrahydrofolate. So therefore what is happening right now is that I am adding the methyl group back. So this methyl group is added back here. So therefore if you add the methyl group back, then what is going to be remaining? Tetrahydrofolate. Okay. And then after adding methyl group, homocysteine is going to become methionine. Wow. So when you see these kind of reactions in textbooks, it looks like very complicated. यार कुछ नहीं है. It's nothing. Very simple. SAM ने already methyl group दे दिया है. तो अगर हमको वापस SAM चाहिए तो क्या करना पड़ेगा? methyl group add करना पड़ेगा. And who is going to add the methyl group? Methyl tetrahydrofolate is going to add the methyl group. And after adding the methyl group to homocysteine, it becomes what? Methionine. हो गया. Now you people already know the method to make the name of the enzyme. चलिए सर एंजाइम का नाम बनाइए. We are actually transferring methyl group. So therefore, what is the name of the enzyme? Methyl methyl transferase, and along with that, the name of the substrate, homocysteine. And guys, this requires a coenzyme, and the coenzyme will be your vitamin B12. Here comes the hero of the story. The homocysteine methyltransferase is helping in transfer of methyl group. And what does the coenzyme require? Vitamin B12 is required there. Okay. And now, no need to learn this. Methionine will now get converted to S-adenosyl methionine. Acha. Methionine is going to become what, sir? S-adenosyl methionine. Okay. And why did I give you the name as, metabolism of sulfur containing amino acid? Recall yesterday's class. Sulfur containing amino acid will be your cysteine, methionine. So this cysteine, methionine are all sulfur containing amino acid. So simultaneously we are done with the metabolism of sulfur containing amino acid as well as the regeneration of SAMs. हो गया? Are you all done? Come on, my dear friends, are you all done? Chalo sir, बढ़िया. Now once you are done with this one diagram here, I promised you I'm going to give you two diagrams. Basically we are actually now Titan here is asking, sir, where are you getting this methyl tetrahydrofolate? It comes from folate, and folate is folic acid. Folic acid is vitamin B9, and that is folic acid metabolism. ठीक है, चलिए अब हम बढ़ते हैं आगे. Now the last and final concept that I have to teach you right now here in this is propionic acid pathway. Propionic acid pathway. ठीक है, come on sir, write down. V for valine, leave one line in the middle. Then next is methionine, and then isoleucine, and then threonine. ठीक है, and in the middle of this somewhere here you write down there as odd chain fatty acids. I'll tell you what I'm trying to write down here, sir. See, this is one very famous thing in biochemistry. In biochemistry, this is known as VOMIT, vomit. Every biochemistry student and faculty will know this vomit, sir. V for valine, O for odd chain fatty acid, M for methionine, and I for isoleucine, and T for threonine. अगर आप ध्यान से देख रहे हो, whatever I wrote here in black color, it's that amino acids, and whatever I wrote here in red color, that's actually a fatty acid. So these are like amino acids and this is like a fatty acid here. ठीक है, but मैंने इसको साथ में क्यों लिखा? Why did I write it together? All this, sir, vomit, when they undergo metabolism, their end product is absolutely the same. When this vomit will undergo metabolism, their end product is same, and their end product is actually, yes, propionyl CoA. Their end product is propionyl CoA. Is it okay? Their end product is propionyl CoA. And my dear friends, here I'm going to teach are very much important. Propionyl CoA is now going to get converted to methyl malonyl CoA. Okay, in short I read it like MMC, methyl malonyl CoA. Propionyl CoA is going to form methyl malonyl CoA. How? With the help of an enzyme, and the name of the enzyme here will be, yes, carboxylase. Addition of carbon, therefore carboxylase. And you will already know what is the full name. The full name will be propionyl CoA carboxylase. What is the full name of the enzyme, sir? Propionyl CoA carboxylase. And my dear friends, this is important. Why? Because it requires coenzyme, and the name of the coenzyme will be biotin. It requires a coenzyme known as biotin. And I hope my students are already making a list. Till now I told you about the biotin coenzyme. Two enzymes I told you, sir. मैंने आपको ना दो enzyme बताया. One enzyme I told you in the very first class about pyruvate carboxylase. You remember gluconeogenesis? Pyruvate carboxylase. There I told you, and here. And you people have to make a list of this one. So this enzyme requires biotin. And finally, the last and final reaction here is methyl malonyl CoA is going to get converted to succinyl CoA. Succinyl CoA. And this is going to get converted to succinyl CoA in the presence of an enzyme known as mutase. And you people know very well what is the full name here. The full name here will be the methyl malonyl CoA mutase, MMC mutase. Methyl malonyl CoA mutase, MMC mutase. Methyl malonyl CoA mutase, methyl malonyl CoA mutase. And my dear friends, this is the second enzyme that will be requiring vitamin B12. That's all. And this entire pathway here will be the propionic acid pathway. Propionic acid pathway. Is it okay? Fine here. Now once you are done with this one here right now guys, अगर ये हो गया है तो अब आ जाइए सर, वेलकम here right now. Now I'll tell you the final conclusion here right now. Now I'll be telling you the final conclusion here right now sir. ठीक है ना? Fine. Now this entire kahani I started from here sir. Okay, there are so many questions here right now guys. Okay, तो ध्यान से देखना. That entire kahani actually started from here, and now I don't want you people to write down here sir. Please stop writing sir. Megaloblastic anemia, it occurs due to deficiency of vitamin B12 and folic acid. Megaloblastic anemia occurs due to deficiency of vitamin B12 or folic acid. Suppose there is a patient in front of you and that patient is having megaloblastic anemia due to vitamin B12 deficiency. अगर उस पेशेंट में विटामिन B12 डेफिशिएंसी है तो फ्रॉम टुडे ऑनवर्ड्स माय डियर डॉक्टर्स, एनी टाइम इन योर एंटायर लाइफ, आई एम टेलिंग यू, नॉट ओनली फॉर एमसी एग्जाम, एंटायर लाइफ, आपकी ज़िंदगी में अगर आपने कहीं पर भी एक पेशेंट को देखा हैविंग विटामिन B12 डेफिशिएंसी, टुडेज क्लास शुड कम इन योर माइंड कि आजम सर ने कहा था कि देयर आर टू एंजाइम्स रिक्वायरिंग विटामिन B12. विटामिन B12 कम्स हियर, होमोसिस्टीन मेथिल ट्रांसफरेज, एंड विटामिन B12 कम्स हियर, दैट इज MMC म्यूटेस. Vitamin B12 is required for how many enzymes? 2 enzymes. अब यहाँ पर देखिए सर, look at the screen. Please don't write. If the patient is having vitamin B12 deficiency, this enzyme is not working. I will not be able to repeat this sir. I'm telling you again and again. If there is a vitamin B12 deficiency, then this enzyme not working. If this enzyme is not working here right now, then what is going to happen? This reaction is not taking place. Then homocysteine levels will go up. Okay. So if the patient comes to me with vitamin B12 deficiency, उसके blood में, in his body, homocysteine levels will be increased. One thing. Number two, if vitamin B12 is deficient, even this enzyme is not working, then this reaction is not going to take place. So therefore, methyl malonyl CoA levels will also go up. So therefore, yes, in his body, even MMC, methyl malonyl CoA, will also be elevated. Okay, fine here. Now megaloblastic anemia, patient number 2, another patient, but this patient is having folic acid deficiency. Now if this patient is having folic acid deficiency, my dear friends, I told you on the very first day itself, can I call the ic acids as 8 salts? Ic acids as 8 salt. Folate is the one which is going to form your methyl tetrahydrofolate. Folate is going to form methyl tetrahydrofolate. Hello my dear friends, what I am trying to tell you is, I am going to repeat here, folic acid, can I call it as folate? Hello, confirm me. Can I call the folic acid as folate? Yes, ic acids will form 8 salts, our basic principle. Therefore, folic acid or folate, it is the one which is forming methyl tetrahydrofolate. Oh my god. If there is no folate, folic acid deficiency, then there will be no methyl tetrahydrofolate. When there is no methyl tetrahydrofolate, there will be no reaction taking place. अगर ये reaction नहीं होगा, if this reaction doesn't take place, again homocysteine level will be elevated. Okay. So in this also what is going to happen is the homocysteine levels will be increased. Okay. Now please look at the second reaction here right now. In this second reaction here, my dear friends, do you find any role of folic acid here? यहाँ पर कहीं पर भी फोलिक एसिड का रोल है क्या? नहीं है. We don't have any role of the folic acid here. That means MMC level will not increase. Okay, in folic acid deficiency, MMC methyl malonyl CoA will remain normal. Therefore, welcome back. I am in the hospital. A patient comes to me with megaloblastic anemia. I am going to do a blood test. And in the blood test, if I find the homocysteine as well as methyl malonyl CoA elevated, then definitely I will tell as a doctor, yes sir, you are suffering with vitamin B12 deficiency. Beautiful. If a patient comes to me with megaloblastic anemia, I will do a blood test. In the blood test, there is only homocysteine elevated, not methyl malonyl CoA, only homocysteine elevated. Yes sir, you are suffering with folic acid deficiency. Are you understanding your point here? This is how you will be able to do the differential diagnosis in depth. Is it okay? Understanding here right now? So this, we have completed the concept of megaloblastic anemia, as well as we have completed the concept of sulfur containing amino acid, as well as we have completed the concept of propionic acid pathway. ठीक है ना? The end product of odd chain fatty acid, propionyl CoA, one of the question है ना? Biotin requiring enzyme, and we have done with the vitamin B12 requiring enzyme. So we have completed like many concepts and many questions in a very small manner, sir. Is it okay? Read me. Wow, चलो सही है, पूरा रामायण हो गया. And this person is asking who is Ramayana, who is Sita. Read me. The full form of MMC is methyl malonyl CoA. I have said n number of times during explanation. Methyl malonyl CoA, MMC. ठीक है सर? That's all about this concept here right now. That completes the entire protein metabolism also, sir. Protein metabolism topic completed, sir. Yesterday that we have started with the protein metabolism, ho gaya, done. So end of this, what you have to remember, guys, what are the important substances obtained? Everyone look here, I'll tell you. Just listen here right now, guys. Melanin, yesterday we have studied, melanin is obtained from tyrosine. T3 and T4 is obtained from tyrosine, and then catecholamines are also obtained from tyrosine. And apart from that, melatonin is obtained from tryptophan, serotonin from tryptophan, as well as one more thing, that is vitamin B3 is obtained from tryptophan. Nitric oxide we studied today is obtained from arginine, and then we have studied about histamine is obtained from histidine. Okay, so in this protein metabolism you need to learn which amino acid is giving you which important substance. So which important product is obtained from which amino acid. Is it okay? Fine here. So you are going to remember that in the biochemistry part. Galaxy S10 पता नहीं क्या नाम है. What are the symptoms of megaloblastic anemia? Sir, you will be studying the symptoms and how to treat that and all those in your other subjects like pathology and all. Okay, so that is not my thing here to teach you about the symptoms and treatment of all that in the biochemistry part. वो आप बाद में पढ़ोगे. That's a big story. Yes, homocysteine increases both in both the conditions, Ajay, and how to differentiate both the conditions is by only MMC. Chalo. So everything is clear here right now. So that completes this topic here right now, guys. I'll give you 2 minutes of time. I want you to first of all revise everything has been done till here, sir. तो एक बार इसको revise करो. Then we'll start with the lipids topic today, sir. We'll finish off the lipids topic today. Is it possible both folic acid and vitamin B12 are deficient at the same time? Yes, there is a possibility. ठीक है. Divya is asking limit dextrin is converted to linear chain. What is the name of the linear chain? Linear chain का नाम कुछ भी नहीं है मैडम जी. Linear chain का नाम linear chain ही है. It is just a linear chain, no name for that one. चलिए. Now I hope all the doubts has been clarified and let us continue with our discussion right now. ठीक है. Now the next thing. Now the next thing that we are going to learn. ठीक है. Sir, if there is a biotin deficiency, Bharat, थोड़ा control करो भाई. Whatever has been done, please ask the doubts in that one. Don't worry about that one. Biotin deficiency and everything we'll study in vitamins. We have let vitamins topic. Sir, anatomy session करवा दो. Anatomy session is already done, right? चलो. Prajal is asking most abundant amino acid. Obviously, it is glycine. Glycine is most abundant. चलो sir. Now, once you are done with this, proteins वाला topic right now. Now let's start with the lipids, and we are going to learn the lipids. Okay, we are going to learn the lipids in exactly the same manner as we have learned yesterday. ठीक है ना? Arjun is asking RBC maturation is a symptom of megaloblastic anemia. Arjun, I told you symptoms, signs, treatment, everything afterwards in other subjects like pathology and all. Which are odd chain fatty acid? iPad, control, have some patience. I will tell you about fatty acid in lipids. ठीक है? चलो हो गया. Now let's get started with the lipids topic, guys. पहले मैं आपको पढ़ाऊंगा ना normal chemistry of lipids, and then I'm going to teach you about the metabolism of lipids. Okay, so please write on the heading as chemistry of lipids. Let's begin with the chemistry of lipids. ठीक है. iPad is saying I cannot see chat. Yes, iPad, I have disabled that. Only you can chat with me. Some people were doing the cross comments, so therefore I stopped that. Okay, so just chat with me, only me. Next one, chemistry of lipids right now, guys. Licosa lipid. First of all, let us start again the topic from the same thing from the scratch. क्या यार lipids होते क्या है? What are lipids actually? ठीक है ना? See here, lipids are actually na. Now you might be finding this definition something like more of chemistry part that is very much weird. Okay, chemistry of lipids. Okay, no problem. Now are you able to listen to me? I think there is a lag, it seems. Yes, everyone here? Now you're yeah, thank you. Now chemistry of lipids. Lipids are actually the esters of fatty acid and glycerol. Esters of fatty acid and glycerol. Sir, what is the meaning of this so different in organic chemistry? One of the basic principle in organic chemistry. Okay, one of the basic rule in organic chemistry, guys. I think you have learned about organic chemistry. In organic chemistry, one of the basic rule is that carboxylic acids, when this carboxylic acid reacts along with alcohol, these two will react together to form ester. And this reaction is known as esterification reaction. इसको हम कहते हैं S with the release of water, and there is esterification reaction. Carboxylic acid will be COOH, alcohol will be OH, and ester will be like C double bond O and O. ठीक है. What happened, guys? Is there a still lag? Are you able to listen to me now? Are you all able to listen to me now? Okay, now, okay, fine. Listen here, sir. See, this is one basic principle of chemistry. There's a basic principle of chemistry that carboxylic acid will be reacting with alcohol, and whenever these two react with each other, carboxylic acid and alcohol reacts with each other, it will lead to the formation of what's a ester. Now, carboxylic acid formula will be COOH, alcohol formula will be OH. When they react, ester form hota hai. Fine. And now, my dear friends, out of all this carboxylic acid, we are going to take which carboxylic acid? We are going to take the fatty acid. Okay. Out of all the carboxylic acid, we are going to take which carboxylic acid? Fatty acid. Okay. So fatty acid is one of the carboxylic acid. Out of all the alcohols that you have, acetyl alcohol, methyl alcohol, ethyl alcohol, out of all that alcohols that you have, we are taking glycerol. Which alcohol are you taking, sir? Glycerol. And definitely when these two will react together, it will lead to the formation of ester. And remember, this is not like something normal ester, it's known as lipid, something special, lipid, sir. I hope now you're able to understand. I repeat this again, guys. Are you able to listen to me now? Everyone here? Are you all able to listen to me now? Just confirm me. Yes. Now I'll repeat this again for you people here. Listen here right now, guys. In our school days, we have learned a basic principle in organic chemistry. Carboxylic acid reacts with alcohol. Whenever carboxylic acid reacts with alcohol, it will lead to the formation of ester. Carboxylic acid with alcohol, it will lead to the formation of ester. Out of hundreds and hundreds of carboxylic acid, fatty acid. Out of hundreds and hundreds of alcohol, glycerol. So when you react them, obviously what is the basic rule? They have to form what? Only ester, and this ester which is formed here is lipid. So what is a lipid, guys? Lipid is the ester of fatty acid and glycerol. So from today onwards, do one thing, please make your life easy. Any time in any subject, if you listen the word as lipid, two words should come into your mind, sir. One is fatty acid, another one is glycerol. Two words should come into your mind, fatty acid and glycerol. Lipid बोलते ही आपके माइंड में दो वर्ड्स आने चाहिए, fatty acid, glycerol, fatty acid, glycerol. ठीक है? And now let me just add some more information here right now, guys. If suppose there is one glycerol molecule, just a schematic diagram. If suppose there is one glycerol molecule, on this one glycerol molecule, remember there will be three fatty acids attached. Lipid, yes, I'm having fatty acid and glycerol, lipid, and these lipids are also known as triglycerides. Lipids are also known as triglycerides. Hello everyone, now are you able to listen to me? Yes, Saran. Now are you able to listen to me right now, guys? There is one molecule of glycerol, and on this one molecule of glycerol, remember there are totally three molecules of fatty acids attached. On one molecule of glycerol, there will be three molecules of fatty acids attached. That's the reason why fatty है ना? So first learn the name, guys, the lipids or triglycerides or fats. क्या हो रहा है? What is happening? Why there is a suddenly lag in the middle? Everything was going good now. Okay, no problem. Okay, guys. Just confirm me if it is perfect now. Yes, everyone here right now, sir? So what I was trying to tell you is that on one glycerol molecule, on one molecule of glycerol, there will be 3 fatty acids attached, and that's the reason why that lipid is also known as triglyceride. On one And now, my dear friends, our today's topic is all about fatty acid. There is nothing much to study about glycerol. Glycerol is just, it's an alcohol. Glycerol is just an alcohol. Nothing much to study about glycerol. And now this topic is all about the fatty acid, guys. Okay. If you remember, like yesterday's topic was about the proteins. But in proteins, remember, we have studied everything regarding what? Amino acids. Similarly, today's topic is like lipid, and in lipid we need to study everything about the fatty acid, guys. So in the lipids, everything we need to study about what, sir? Fatty acids. So this topic is all about fatty acid. So please write on the heading there as fatty acids. See, just now I taught you fatty acid belongs to the group of carboxylic acid. Oh my god. What's happening? Everything is comfortable, right? Might be there is some disturbance suddenly in the middle here. From last 1 hour the class was okay, no issues with that. Might be there is some disturbance in the middle. Are you able to listen to me now? Hello everyone, just confirm me. Are you able to listen to me now? Yes, perfect. Now everyone here right now, guys, what I was trying to tell you is that मैं आपको क्या बता रहा था कि from today onwards remember that lipid is made up of two things. Lipid is made up of two things. One is fatty acid and glycerol. And out of that we don't have to study anything about the glycerol here right now, sir. Nothing to learn about glycerol. And the only thing that we have to learn is about the fatty acid. And first of all, let us start with the definition of fatty acid. Fatty acid का definition पढ़ते हैं, sir. I told you already, fatty acid belongs to which group? Fatty acid belongs to which group? Fatty acid belongs to the group of carboxylic acid, COOH. Now fatty acid belongs to the group of carboxylic acid, COOH. Okay. Now guys, to this you add a long chain of carbons. To this you add the long chain of carbons. Okay. And when you add a long chain of carbon, that itself is known as a fatty acid. So therefore the definition of fatty acid is so simple that a long chain of carbon attached to carboxylic acid. So what is a fatty acid, guys? Long chain carboxylic acid. So this itself you have to just tell in English. हो गया. Long chain carboxylic acid. So there will be a long chain of carbon, almost like 16 carbon, 20 carbon, something like that. So there will be a long chain of carbon attached to carboxylic acid. Long chain of carbon attached to carboxylic acid. And that is known as a fatty acid. Fatty acid is a long chain carboxylic acid. हो गया. Definition हो गया. And once you are done with the definition of the fatty acid, now welcome to the classification of fatty acids. Now, number one classification of fatty acid is based on number of double bonds. Based on number of double bonds. Okay. So number one classification is based on double bonds. Based on double bonds, we'll divide them into two categories. One will be the saturated fatty acid, another one will be the unsaturated fatty acid. Saturated fatty acid and unsaturated fatty acid, guys. Now what is the meaning of saturated and unsaturated fatty acids? यहाँ देखिए, suppose if there is no double bond at all, अगर मान लो कि double bond नहीं होता है, there is no double bond at all, I mean to say this long chain, in this long chain of carbons, if you don't find any double bond at all of them are carbon-carbon single bond, then it is saturated. Yes, if there is a double bond present, then it is a unsaturated. अगर double bond होगा तो unsaturated. And that unsaturated fatty acid is again divided into two categories, guys. One will be MUFA, another one will be PUFA. Now what is this MUFA and PUFA? Mono unsaturated fatty acid, poly unsaturated fatty acid. And from the name itself you can understand what is the meaning of mono unsaturated. That means it is having only one double bond. अगर मान लो कहीं पर भी in the middle somewhere you are having only one double bond, अगर एक ही double bond होगा, then it will be mono unsaturated fatty acid. If there is more than one double bond, one double bond here, one double bond here, something like that, then it is poly unsaturated fatty acid. इससे आसान कुछ नहीं है सर. It's so simple classification. It's the easiest classification actually. So I repeat again, what is the definition of fatty acid? Fatty acid is a long chain of carbon attached to carboxylic acid. Long chain of carbons attached to carboxylic acid. And in that long chain of carbon, yes, if there are all single bonds, no double bond at all, no double bond, then it will be saturated. If there is a double bond present, unsaturated. If there is one double bond, mono unsaturated fatty acid. If there is a more than one double bond, then it will be poly unsaturated fatty acid. Is it okay? One classification done, sir. Welcome to the classification number 2. Classification number 2 of the fatty acid is important, and that is based on nutritional requirement. Based on nutritional requirement. Okay? And this is very much important for your MC exams, guys. Based on nutritional requirement is important for your MC exam. And you already know, based on nutritional requirement, we are going to divide into essential and non-essential. And my dear friend, just write down the heading there as essential fatty acid. Okay. Now I think I don't have to teach you their definition again today. You already know the definition of essential fatty acid. Essential का मतलब क्या होगा? What is the meaning of essential fatty acid? Which is not produced inside of a body and that has to be taken essentially in the diet, in the nutrition, not found in the body. Good. Definition you people already know. Examples are important. There are actually 3 essential fatty acid. And number 1 you'll be having like linoleic acid. Another one will be the linolenic acid. And the number 3 will be the arachidonic acid. Arachidonic acid. So linoleic acid, linolenic acid and arachidonic acid, these 3 are the essential fatty acids, and this is a very very important topic for your MC exam. Now important topic means, sir, what you have to learn here right now? We need to learn the nomenclature. Linoleic acid will be like 18:2, then 9:12. 18:2, 9:12. So what I have to understand out of this one, so please write down there, linoleic acid 18:2, 9:12. What should I understand out of these numbers? Remember the very first number 18 is represented. Linoleic acid has got how many carbons? 18 carbons will be there in that one. Okay, it's a very long chain. Then after that this number 2 is representing you the number of double bonds. The number of double bonds. So how many double bonds are there in that one, guys? There will be 2 double bonds in that. And once you know that there are 2 double bonds, you should know, okay, where are they located? One of the double bond is located on 9th carbon, another is located on the 12th carbon of double bond. The position of double bond. Okay, so number of carbons will be 18 and number of double bonds will be 2, and then one of the double bond on the 9th carbon, another double bond will be on the 12th carbon. Are you okay with that? So linoleic acid nomenclature will be 18:2, 9:12. That is what you have to understand. Okay. Next one, sir. Similarly, what about the linolenic acid? Linolenic acid will be 18:2, 3, and that will be 9 comma 12 comma 15. Okay, and I'll do the same thing as I usually do in my classes, normally in my classes. Yes, do one thing, आप भी थोड़ा सा ना मेहनत करो, you also do little bit of hard work. This I'll give you like a homework for arachidonic acid से थोड़ा सा ना पहचानिए, आप भी find out कीजिए सब, ठीक है. तो linoleic acid will be 18:2, 9 comma 12. Linolenic acid will be 18:3, 9 comma 12 comma 15, and then finally arachidonic acid. And now welcome here right now, guys. There is one more old nomenclature, that is omega nomenclature. You know, fatty acid, omega 3 fatty acid, omega 6 fatty acid. I will tell you a small trick here how to do that. It's very simple. First number minus the last number. The very first number here, total number of carbons 18 minus the last one, that is a 12. Subtraction kar diye sir. So 18 minus 12 will be like 6, and this is the omega 6 fatty acids, linoleic acid. And then linolenic acid, first number minus the last number. Yes, wherever you have the last double bond. So total number of carbons 18 minus 15. Okay, the last double bond, 18 minus 15 will be 3. This is omega 3 fatty acid. And finally arachidonic acid. Do it like homework, guys. So in your exams, what they're asking is the nomenclature. So there'll be one new nomenclature and one there is old nomenclature, that is omega 3 omega 6 nomenclature. दोनों भी पढ़ना जरूरी है. Now my dear friends, all these three are actually the essential fatty acids, and one last and final MCQ here is, out of these three, which one is the most essential, guys? All these three are essential only. Which is the most essential? Remember the very first one, that is linoleic acid, is most essential fatty acid. Even that was a question. Essential fatty acid, all the three of them, out of them the most essential will be linoleic acid is the most essential fatty acid. So are you comfortable with that one here right now? And that completes, yes, that completes the definition of fatty acid and the classification of fatty acid. Classification of fatty acid based on double bonds, and the classification of fatty acid, yes, based on nutritional requirement. And I want you to remember only essential. Why? Because these three are essential. Any other fatty acid you come across in your life is non-essential fatty acid, and no need to learn about that one, sir. Okay. Now if this completes all the easy topic is done, sir, welcome to the most difficult topic right now, sir. ठीक है ना? Now welcome to the most difficult topic, sir, the classification of lipids. Classification of lipids. Okay. Now Rahul, I think when I'm telling you people, you're not listening properly. I told you these three are essential. Any other fatty acid that will be there in your life, that will be non-essential. Just learn these three, everything else is non-essential. Okay, so you don't have to learn the list of the non-essential, guys. Okay. Next one, classification of lipids. Heading लिखो sir, lipids. And I want you all to pay attention right now, sir. Full attention right now, sir. Lipids are classified into two categories. One will be your simple lipids. One will be the simple lipids. Another one will be the complex lipid. Lipids are classified into two categories, simple and complex lipid. Now, what is the difference between the simple lipids and the complex lipid? Simple lipids will just have a fatty acid along with alcohol. That's all. Simple lipid, just lipid, nothing else. Okay. Simple lipid means it will be having fatty acid along with the alcohols. Whereas complex lipid will be having fatty acid along with alcohol. Along with that, there will be some third substance there. Okay. The simple lipid will be fatty acid along with alcohol, and the complex lipid will be fatty acid along with alcohol, and then there will be a third substance along with that. Out of these two, first of all, let us deal with the simple lipid right now, sir. Simple lipids, they are again classified into two categories, guys. In one category, you will be having fats or oils. In another category, you will be having waxes. Fats or oils, you will be having just, the fatty acid along with alcohol, and the alcohol will be glycerol. Which alcohol do you have here? Glycerol. And whereas waxes will be having fatty acid along with alcohol only, but it can be any other alcohol except which alcohol? Except glycerol. Okay. That means the moment you look at my table here, the moment you look at my notes here right now, you can easily identify, okay, They are divided based on alcohol. So simple lipids are again divided based on what, sir? Simple lipids are again divided based on alcohol. So simple lipids will be having like fatty acid and alcohol. There are two things, fatty acid and alcohol only. And if the alcohol is glycerol, then it is the simplest one, fats or oils. And if it is any other alcohol except glycerol, except leaving glycerol, any other alcohol, then it will be waxes. Okay. So if it is glycerol, then it is fats or oils. And if it is any other alcohol except for glycerol, then it is waxes. Is it okay? Now on the other side, that's all about the simple lipid that you have to remember, sir. Okay. On the other side, we have to learn about the complex lipid. Complex lipid will be having the fatty acid and alcohol. I'm going to say what is this part, guys? This part is the lipid part. Along with this lipid part, sometimes what you have here is that, a phosphate group. If you're having a phosphate along with that, yes, what is this type of lipid known as a phospholipid? Okay, so you're having the lipid part along with the phosphate, that is why phospholipid. Lipid part along with the phosphate, therefore phospholipid. Sometimes what will happen, in the place of this third substance, you don't have a phosphate. Sometimes you'll be having a carbohydrate. And whenever you have carbohydrate along with the lipid, the word used for carbohydrate will be glyco, and these are known as the glycolipids. And sometimes number 3, in the place of this carbohydrate, you'll be having a protein. And if there is a protein along with the lipid, I hope all of you know that this will be known as the lipoprotein. इसको हम कहते हैं lipoprotein. I think you have heard about that VLDL, IDL, HDL and all those things. High density lipoprotein, low density lipoprotein, very low density lipoproteins. So all those will be the lipoproteins, guys. Is it okay? So in this way, the complex lipids will be like, phospholipid, number 2 glycolipid, and number 3 lipoprotein. Phospholipid, glycolipid and the lipoprotein, these 3 will be, yes, the complex lipids. And now what we have to do right now is that, sir, simple lipids, nothing much to study about that. And now let us learn about the complex lipids one by one, sir. तो सबसे पहले हम लोग पढ़ेंगे phospholipid के बारे में. So let's study about the phospholipid first. So please write down the heading as phospholipid in the center of the page. Phospholipid. Now the phospholipid will consist of what this? It will consist of fatty acid, along with that alcohol, along with the phosphate group. Now this phospholipid is again divided into 2 categories here right now. In one category you will be having the fatty acid along with alcohol, along with phosphate group. Fatty acid along with alcohol, along with phosphate group. Sometimes the alcohol will be glycerol, and sometimes the alcohol will be sphingosine. I don't know whether you have heard the name of this alcohol or not, but there is an alcohol with the name as sphingosine. So guys, I am giving you the notes in such a manner. If you see the same topic in textbooks and all, you'll go mad. It's given in a very complicated manner. I'm trying to give it to you in a simple table. The moment you look at this table here right now, you can easily identify, okay, they are further classified based on alcohol. They are further divided based on alcohol. Everything else is same. So if it is glycerol, then the name of this one will be glycerophospholipid. If it is glycerophospholipid. And if it is sphingosine, the name of this one will be sphingophospholipid. If it is glycerol, then it is glycerophospholipid, and if it is sphingosine, then it will be sphingophospholipid. Sphingophospholipid. Okay. And now, my dear friends, remember one of the example here of sphingophospholipid is sphingomyelin. Okay, sphingomyelin comes under the category of sphingophospholipid. And what will happen, this sphingomyelin will be metabolized here, and it is metabolized by sphingomyelinase. Sphingomyelin is metabolized by sphingomyelinase. You need to just add the name as ACE, the name of the enzyme ACE. The sphingomyelin is metabolized by sphingomyelinase. And now what I'm trying to teach you here, in some people this enzyme will be deficient. And if this enzyme is deficient, it will lead to a disease, and that disease will be Niemann-Pick disease. Niemann-Pick disease. So what is the name of the disease? The name of the disease is Niemann-Pick disease. So my dear friends, at last, as I am telling you in biochemistry, always make a habit of learning the name of the disease along with the enzyme deficient. So they will be asking you these two things in the exam. Either they will give you the enzyme and ask you the disease name, or they will give you the disease name and ask you the enzyme deficient. Okay, so Niemann-Pick disease, what is the enzyme deficient? Sphingomyelinase, and that is what is my work here in biochemistry. I'm done with the enzyme deficient. Are you okay with this one here? And by this we are done with sphingomyelin, that belongs to sphingophospholipid. By this we are done with the phospholipid. First topic done. Is it okay? So therefore, my dear friends, if you come back to this main classification, in this main classification here, we are done with the first topic, phospholipid ho gaya. Now welcome to the second topic, that is glycolipids. Let us learn about the glycolipids in detail. And again do the same thing here, write down in the center of the page as glycolipids. Now already you people know what is the meaning of glycolipid. Glycolipid will be having fatty acid along with alcohol, and along with the alcohol there will be carbohydrate. A glycolipid will consist of fatty acid, alcohol and the carbohydrate, and these glycolipids are in turn divided into two categories. They are divided into two categories. In one category you will be having fatty acid along with alcohol along with carbohydrate. Another category will be having a fatty acid along with alcohol along with carbohydrate. Okay, that means the moment you look at my diagram here, you can easily identify it is divided based on carbohydrate. Sometimes the carbohydrate will be monosaccharide, and sometimes the carbohydrate will be oligosaccharide. I think you have been learning this from your school days. Monosaccharide, disaccharide, polysaccharide, oligosaccharides and all. So sometimes the carbohydrate will be monosaccharide, sometimes the carbohydrate is oligosaccharide. And now if the carbohydrate is monosaccharide, the name of this one will be cerebrosides. These are known as cerebrosides. And if the carbohydrate is oligosaccharide, then it will be gangliosides. Okay, that means glycolipids are interdivided into two categories. One will be cerebroside, another one will be gangliosides. Glycolipids are in turn divided into how many categories? Guys? Two categories, and one will be your cerebroside, another one will be gangliosides. Okay. Now these cerebrosides, first of all let us deal with cerebroside. The cerebrosides are in turn divided into two categories. How they are divided into two categories? There will be a fatty acid along with alcohol along with monosaccharide. There will be a fatty acid along with alcohol along with monosaccharide. Sometimes the monosaccharide will be glucose, and sometimes the monosaccharide will be galactose. Okay. If there is a glucose, then what will be the name of this one here right now, guys? It will be known as the glucocerebroside. It is known as glucocerebroside. And on the other side, if it is galactose, then it will be known as the galactocerebroside. Galactocerebroside. Okay. So if the monosaccharide is glucose, that is glucocerebroside, and if the monosaccharide will be galactose, and then it will be galactocerebroside. Okay. And now my dear friends, the glucocerebroside, this will be metabolized, and this will be metabolized in the presence of an enzyme. The name of the enzyme will be glucocerebrosidase. You just have to add A's there. So what is the name of the enzyme, sir? Glucocerebrosidase. And now what is happening here is that in some unfortunate people, deficiency of glucocerebrosidase, it will lead to a disease. That disease is Gaucher's disease. That is known as Gaucher's disease. Is it okay? And again the same thing funnily in biochemistry. What is the name of the disease? Watcher's disease. And then what is the name of the enzyme deficient? That is glucocerebrosidase enzyme deficient. Okay. And now, my dear friends, after that, on the other side, galactocerebroside is going to be, metabolized by an enzyme, and the name of the enzyme will be easy, galactocerebrosidase. And deficiency of this enzyme galactocerebrosidase will lead to a disease, and that disease will be actually known as your Krabbe's disease. Krabbe apostrophe S, Krabbe's disease. And now there's a small thing to be more added here right now, guys. Remember, galactocerebrosidase enzyme will be again of two types. One will be beta, another one is alpha. Beta galactocerebrosidase deficiency, Krabbe's. If it is alpha galactocerebrosidase, if there is a deficiency of alpha galactocerebrosidase, it will lead to a disease, and that is known as Fabry's. So my dear friends, that is your disease, Krabbe's disease. Enzyme deficient will be beta galactocerebrosidase, and Fabry's disease, the name of the enzyme deficient will be alpha galactocerebrosidase. Is it okay? So glucocerebrosidase deficiency will lead to Gaucher's, whereas galactocerebrosidase alpha, Fabry's, beta, Krabbe's. Are you all done? Please confirm me if you're done, then I'll move ahead. So guys, this same topic, if you see in your textbooks and all, you'll get, a hell lot of confusion will be there. The best way to learn this topic is, in the form of this table. It is becoming like easy, really easy. And now once you all are done here right now, my dear friends, yes, let us go towards the other side here right now, sir. चलिए दूसरी ओर सीखते हैं. What about this gangliosides? Now I'm not going to torture you more here right now, sir. Gangliosides, no more further classification. They're directly undergoing metabolism. But what is the problem here? The name of the enzyme will be different. They are metabolized by an enzyme that is known as hexosaminidase. Gangliosides are metabolized by enzyme known as hexosaminidase. From last few minutes, whatever we are learning, it's like quite easy only, है ना? Sphingomyelin, the name of the enzyme is sphingomyelinase. Glucocerebroside, glucocerebrosidase. Galactocerebrosidase, it is going with the name. But ganglioside, remember, the name of the enzyme is differing there. It is hexosaminidase, and that will be of two categories: alpha hexosaminidase, another one is beta. Alpha hexosaminidase, and another one will be the beta hexosaminidase. And remember, my dear friends, deficiency of alpha hexosaminidase will lead to a disease that is known as Tay-Sachs. It is Tay-Sachs disease. And then beta hexosaminidase deficiency will lead to Sandhoff's disease. So it is like, most of like this topic is like memorizing topic. Nothing much for me to teach here. There is no concept at all. तो यहाँ पर मुझे ज़्यादा कुछ पढ़ाने लायक नहीं है सर. You have to learn it. You have to practice that and memorize that, sir. And that completes your glycolipids topic, guys. And straightforward questions will come from here. Enzyme and the disease name. Enzyme, disease name. Okay. So let us just repeat once. Alpha hexosaminidase deficiency, Tay-Sachs. Beta hexosaminidase deficiency, Sandhoff. Alpha galactocerebrosidase deficiency, Fabry's. Beta galactocerebrosidase deficiency, Krabbe's. And glucocerebrosidase deficiency will lead to Gaucher's disease. Is it okay? Fine here right now. And in the last topic we have learned sphingomyelinase deficiency will lead to Niemann-Pick disease. Coming back to our main classification, we have now completed phospholipid as well as glycolipids are done, sir. And now the last and final topic, sir, that is lipoprotein, and that is going to be a big topic. So I want you all to concentrate here right now. Now my dear friends, please write on the heading there as lipoproteins. Now from the name itself we can understand that lipoprotein will be having like two parts. One will be the lipid part, another one will be the protein parts. Lipoprotein will be having like two parts. One will be the lipid part, another one is the protein part. Okay. Now guys, we don't even have to learn about the lipid part. Lipid part will be always the same only. It will consist of triglycerides and it will consist of cholesterol. Lipid part is always the same, triglyceride and cholesterol. And on the other side, welcome to the protein part. The proteins here are known as apoproteins. There is a special name. The proteins here are known as apoproteins. And we are having like variety and variety of apoproteins. We are having like apoprotein A, and then we have got apoprotein B. In B we have got the B48, and then we have got the apoprotein B100, and then there will be apoprotein E, and then there will be apoprotein C. So my dear friends, apoproteins along with the lipid part, these two together are going to form your lipoproteins. So first of all, I'm going to give you a little bit of slight introduction here right now. What is a lipoprotein made up of? Lipoprotein is made up of two things, the lipid part and the protein part. Remember, the lipid part will be the triglyceride and cholesterol always, and whereas the protein part will be apoproteins. Apoprotein A, apoprotein B48, B100, B, E and C. Okay. Now once you are done with the introduction here right now guys, next write down there, thus I writing there as types of lipoproteins. Okay. Now write down the types of lipoproteins. Once you're done with the introduction of lipoprotein, types of lipoproteins. So number one, we have got chylomicron, and number two, we have got the VLDL, and number three, there will be VLDL. I hope you all know, very low density lipoprotein, and then we have got intermediate density lipoprotein, and that number four, you have got the low density lipoprotein, and then number five, write down there as high density lipoprotein. So chylomicron, very low density lipoprotein, intermediate density lipoprotein, and then low density lipoprotein, and then high density lipoprotein. That means all the lipoproteins are divided based on the densities: high density, intermediate, low, very low, and all these things. Okay, so all these are nothing but your different types of lipoproteins. ठीक है जी, हो गया. Now once you are done with this one, I will make this entire topic easier for you people right now guys by making you learn only two diagrams. दो डायग्राम में सब कुछ हो जाएगा, ठीक है ना. In two diagrams everything will be done regarding the lipoprotein guys, ठीक है. And please listen the planning very carefully here right now. Planning is important guys always. The entire lipoprotein I'll make it easy with the help of like only two diagram, and that too one diagram I'm going to deal with the exogenous fat. What is the meaning of exogenous fat? The fat that you are consuming from outside. All that burger, pizza, cheese and all those mayonnaise, everything that you eat. The fats that you are eating from outside. And number two diagram, second diagram will be about the fats which are produced inside the body. Inside the body also, our body is also forming fat. So let's see. So one diagram is dealing with exogenous fat, another diagram will be dealing with endogenous fat. और दो diagram में सब कुछ खलास, everything will be done. Then after that we'll take a break. ठीक है. So now my dear friends, write down there. First of all, the first diagram is actually about the metabolism of chylomicron. Metabolism of chylomicron. So the first diagram is about the metabolism of chylomicron. I will tell you this topic a little bit slowly. Try to understand this at once. Okay, will not be able to repeat this again and again. हम लोग बार बार repeat नहीं कर सकते हैं. So please listen once and forever. And now my dear friends, imagine this to be your intestine. Day before yesterday, the first day of the biochemistry class, we consumed carbohydrate rich diet, rice, chapati and all. Yesterday we have consumed protein rich diet, and today let us consume fats, है ना. So whatever fat you are consuming, whatever lipids you are consuming, I can call it as dietary fat, the fat that you are eating in diet. Okay, Now don't ask me, sir, how we are consuming fat. Whatever junk foods that you're eating, like burger, pizza, that double layer of cheese and all those things, it will have fat in that. And I can also use the word here as exogenous fat. Why? Because it is not produced in my body, it is taken from outside. So let us see what is going to happen after eating the fat, dietary fat or exogenous fat. That fat will go to my stomach and intestine, and from the intestine it will be absorbed in the form of chylomicron. Now what is this chylomicron? Chylomicron, in the center it will consist of triglyceride and cholesterol wala part. I mean to say the lipids, and because the lipids will be appearing more yellow in color, our fats will be yellow in color. So I am trying to make it like yellow colored. So triglyceride, cholesterol is the lipid part, and attached to that lipid part you will be having apoprotein B48, apoprotein E, and then apoprotein C. And now, my dear friends, the moment you look at the diagram, I think even the first year MBBS student can tell that, yes sir, do you have lipid there? Yes. Do you have protein there? Yes, you have protein there. So therefore this is lipoprotein. But which lipoprotein is this one? This one will be your chylomicron. Oh. Okay. So please remember this like a story, guys. I'm telling you again and again. I'll not be able to repeat this. It's a very complicated topic. I'm telling you slowly. Learn it at once. तो एक्चुअली ना ये लिपोप्रोटीन कहाँ पर फॉर्म होता है? ये लिपोप्रोटीन ना एक्चुअली इंटेस्टाइन में फॉर्म होता है. Lipoprotein is actually formed inside the intestine only. After forming in the intestine, it will be absorbed. Okay. And after absorption, you imagine that right now, where do you have your lipoprotein, guys? Right now, this chylomicron is present in our blood. So from my intestine, the chylomicron is absorbed in the blood, and this chylomicron is like happily floating in the blood right now. So जैसे जैसे blood circulate हो रहा है, chylomicron भी circulate हो रहा है. कहानी. Make it like a story. So I am consuming the fat, and after that going to the stomach and intestine, it's going to become chylomicron, and chylomicron is absorbed. If someone asks me, sir, what is chylomicron made up of right now? I'm even expert in that one. Chylomicron is lipoprotein, lipid part, triglyceride and cholesterol, and the protein part will be apoprotein B48, E and C. And now this chylomicron is in the blood. It is happily floating here and there. While floating, it will come in contact with peripheral tissues. So let me draw a cell here. Okay, and imagine this one to be your some peripheral cell, peripheral tissue. Or I can give you a best example to understand. Imagine this peripheral cell to be your adipocytes, the fat storing cell. So chylomicron will be actually floating in the blood. While floating in the blood, it will come in contact with the adipocytes, our peripheral tissues. Now, as a simple medical student, I am getting a doubt in my mind. So, how will you identify the adipocytes, sir? Adipocytes को कैसे पहचानेगा? Remember, on the surface of adipocytes, you'll be having a receptor, and that will be a special receptor present there for chylomicron. R for receptor. So, on the surface of adipocyte, you'll be having special receptor for chylomicron. And now further I'm getting a doubt in my mind, sir, how this receptor is identified? Remember, that is the responsibility of these proteins. These proteins here are not for decoration. Okay, apoprotein B48 and apoprotein E, these two, their responsibility is to identify this receptor and attach. Okay, understanding here right now? One problem solved, attachment done. Please confirm me everyone. Are you understood till here? Are you comfortable till here? Did you understand till here? Very good. तो हमने ना अटैचमेंट कर दिया है, और अटैचमेंट करने के लिए कौन हेल्प करेगा? हु इज गोइंग टू हेल्प इन द अटैचमेंट? B48 एंड E, एपोप्रोटीन B48 एंड E. ठीक है सर, अगेन रिपीट रिसेप्टर. भाई साहब, on the surface of the cell adipocyte, you are having a receptor, and this receptor is identified by B48 and E, and now these two will take this chylomicron and attach here, sir. तो chylomicron यहाँ पर attach हो चुका है, done. And after attachment of the chylomicron here, now you might be thinking in your mind, okay, sir, then what is the function of apoprotein C right now? अब सुनो sir, much more difficult point. I want 200% concentration here, sir. ये तो और भी खतरनाक. What is the function of ApoC? ApoC क्या करेगा? Now here what will happen is, near the peripheral tissue only you are having an enzyme. Near the peripheral tissue, near this adipocytes only you have an enzyme. The name of the enzyme is LPL. I will write down the full form here. LPL stands for lipoprotein lipase. What is the full form of the enzyme, sir? Lipoprotein lipase. And what is the function of ApoC? ApoC will actually go and activate this enzyme. Yes, LPL, sir. ये क्या करेगा? LPL को activate करेगा, sir. Okay. Understanding here? Oh ho ho. Now let us make our life very simple, very easy. अच्छा. Chylomicron will be having like 3 proteins attached to that. Apoprotein B48 and E. These two will help in identifying the receptor and attaching there. And ApoC will help in activating this enzyme. Okay. And now my dear friends, let us take our story ahead. मान लो कि this enzyme is now activated. Lipoprotein lipase enzyme is now activated. Now once it is activated, my dear doctors, can you please read the full name of the enzyme and try to understand the meaning? What is the full name of the enzyme? Lipoprotein lipase. Lipase means what? Lipase means what? Breakdown of lipids. But the important thing here is that which lipids? Which lipids? It is going to break down the lipids, but which lipids? The lipoprotein. And which is the lipoprotein here? Chylomicron. Acha. Once this enzyme is activated, this enzyme is in turn going to break down this lipid molecule, and after going to break down the lipid molecules here into small droplets, that lipid nicely can enter inside the cell and it will get accumulated. ApoC will activate LPL. LPL, once it is activated, that is going to break down these lipids, and after breaking the lipids, that lipid will be stored inside the adipocytes. अब क्या करो? Now what you do is correlate the entire कहानी, entire story. I am eating pizza. I am eating burger. Okay, that with cheese, double cheese and all that junk food. That fat is going to stomach and intestine, becoming chylomicron. Chylomicron is coming into the blood, and in the blood it is going and identifying receptor B48 and E. Then they are going and activating this enzyme. This enzyme breaking down the lipids and storing, and I am going to become fat. So eating the junk foods and we are going to become fat. From today onwards, this picture should come in your minds. Are you all comfortable? Did you understand the mechanism, sir? So whenever you are eating that extra cheese layer and all, remember chylomicron. Chylomicron is a culprit. तो chylomicron क्या करेगा? सारा फैट ले जाकर एडिपोसाइट में डिपॉजिट करेगा और आप मोटे होते जाओगे. And now 2 minutes guys, don't disturb yourself. अब क्या होगा? Now what is going to happen? After depositing the fat here, the chylomicron will again come back. Why? Why? Because entire fat will not be deposited. Little bit of triglyceride and cholesterol are still left out. यहाँ पर जो पूरा फैट होता है ना chylomicron में, that entire fat will not be deposited. So little bit fat is remaining. Along with that little bit fat, what else is remaining, sir? We are remaining with apoprotein B48, and we are even remaining with apoprotein E, but there will be no C. C will be utilized for activation. And now these two are remaining, and thank God doctors have given an easy name. This is the remaining part of chylomicron. So therefore it is known as chylomicron remnant. That's the remaining part of chylomicron, known as chylomicron remnant. And now what is going to happen to this chylomicron remnant? My dear friends, that chylomicron remnant will be taken up by the liver. Okay, so why it is taken to the liver? Common sense. Liver is the central most organ for the fat metabolism. Everything in the fat will again return back to liver only. वो वापस liver को आ जाएगा. It will again come back to liver. That's all. So it's like, you know, like a kahani, like a story. What you do is start from intestine after eating, then go to the peripheral tissue, come back to liver. Start from intestines, go to the tissues, and then come back to liver. Deposit the fat and come back. Understanding here right now? And that is the reason why I give it a heading there as metabolism of chylomicron. That means chylomicron is the one which is going to handle exogenous fat. Whatever fat is coming from outside in our body, that is handled by chylomicron. Chylomicron is going to handle that. Are you all done? And now once you are done with this one, I promised you like two diagrams here. This is diagram number 1 and diagram number 2 is very easy, guys. It's like copy paste, completely copy paste. So we are just going to finish that in 2 minutes, completely like copy paste. तो लिखो वहां पर metabolism of VLDL, very low density lipoprotein. Okay, metabolism of VLDL, welcome here sir, very low density lipoprotein. The previous diagram was about the exogenous fat, how our body is handling the exogenous fat from outside. Now welcome to the endogenous fat, sir. In our body, as I told you, listen Bharat now, in our body, as I told you, liver is the central most organ for the fat metabolism, entire fat metabolism, formation of new fat, okay, formation of lipids, and you know, even the fat in our body, everything will finally come to liver only. That's the reason why the moment you start eating the outside food, you know, I'm not even telling about the junk food, especially at our home they'll be advising don't eat the outside like hotel food and all. They'll be having more of oily food and all. That oily food, जैसा आप जितना बाहर का फूड खाओगे, द फर्स्ट ऑर्गन दैट इज गोइंग टू बी अफेक्टेड इन आवर बॉडी इज लिवर ओनली. सबसे पहले क्या होता है? फैटी लिवर होता है. अंडरस्टैंडिंग है? फैटी लिवर होता है. तो दैट इज द रीजन माय डियर फ्रेंड, फैट इज सॉरी लिवर इज द ऑर्गन वेयर एंटायर फैट मेटाबॉलिज्म इज टेकिंग प्लेस. नाउ लिसन हियर, liver is also going to synthesize one of the lipoprotein. Okay, liver will synthesis of lipoprotein, and you people have to remember that out of all the 5 lipoproteins that I taught you today, different types of lipoprotein, chylomicron, VLDL, IDL, HDL, LDL, remember liver is going to produce which lipoprotein? It is VLDL. liver synthesizes VLDL. ठीक है ना? Liver synthesizes VLDL, and this VLDL is now produced inside of a body. That's the reason why, because it is produced inside of a body, I can call it as what, guys? Endogenous fat. So this one is known as endogenous fat. So in the last diagram we have seen about the exogenous fat, and now we are going to deal about the endogenous fat. Now after forming, as I told you, sir, it's like copy paste, it's exactly the same. So I'm going to tell a little bit fast, so please follow here right now, sir. After forming the VLDL inside the liver will transport that VLDL out into the blood. What is this VLDL? Lipoprotein. Lipid part always same, triglyceride, cholesterol, and attached to the lipid part will be the protein part, sir. And here it will be apoprotein B100, and then there will be apoprotein E, and then there will be apoprotein C. Okay, this is VLDL, and if you see, it's almost exactly same like chylomicron only. Only difference, in chylomicron there will be B48 and here it is B100. Now tell me, my dear friends, where is VLDL present? In the blood. And from the blood, what is going to happen to the VLDL? It is floating in the blood. While floating, it will come in contact with the peripheral tissues. And one of the best example of the peripheral tissue, you can take it like adipocytes, the fat storing cells. है ना? Now what is going to happen? This is going to identify the adipocyte with the help of receptor. Who is going to identify the receptor? B100 and E. And these will identify the receptor and get attached there. Okay, attachment हो गया. After attachment is done, what is the role of ApoC? ApoC will help in activating one enzyme. What is the name of the enzyme? LPL. The name of the enzyme is LPL, okay, lipoprotein lipase. And once this ApoC will activate this enzyme, ApoC क्या करेगा? इस enzyme को activate करेगा. And once this enzyme is activated right now, guys, what is going to happen? Same old kahani. Yes, it is going to break down the fat, lipase, break down the fat and store the fat inside the adipocyte. Will the entire fat be stored? Will the entire fat be stored? No, entire fat will not be stored. Now we are still remaining with little bit of fat right now, sir. And that little bit of fat right now here will be, yes, your triglyceride and cholesterol. And attached to that, what do you have here right now, guys? Apoprotein B100, and then apoprotein E will be there, but there will be no C. Why? Because C will be utilized. Now what is the name of this? Thank God, easy name by doctors. VLDL remnant. It is the remaining part of VLDL, and that itself is known as IDL. We are even done with intermediate density lipoprotein. Intermediate density lipoproteins are IDL. And now what is going to happen to this one? Again, it will return back to the liver only. The second story about the endogenous fat, it's like, start from the liver, go to the peripheral tissue, again come back to liver. Start from the liver, go to the peripheral tissue, come back to the liver. That is the kahani of endogenous fat. Endogenous, inside the body. Whereas exogenous fat will be like, starting from outside, intestine. Intestine, go to tissues, return back to liver. So everything finally comes to the liver only, sir. Is it okay? Who is going to handle the endogenous fat? Endogenous fat will be handled by VLDL. VLDL is going to handle that. And who is going to handle the exogenous fat? Exogenous fat will be handled by chylomicron. Chylomicron handling exogenous fat, and VLDL is actually handling the endogenous fats. Is it okay? And these two diagrams will make the entire topic easy, and you'll be able to solve every MCQ that will come in the exam. So okay, are you done with that one? I told you, Titan, what will happen? All of this remnant, when they are going back to liver, again it will be regenerated. Liver is the centralmost organ for fat metabolism. That will be again metabolized. Metabolism में दो चीज़ें होती हैं, anabolism and catabolism. Either breakdown and formation. दोनों भी होता है liver में. ठीक है? Dr. Ajay Chaudhary is asking, will you teach chemistry of carbohydrates or not, sir? Okay. Surely, if I get time, I'll surely teach you. Don't worry about that. But one more thing, not much questions are coming from there. Chalo, sir. Or kuch, anything else? I think these two diagrams are done. Come on, let us just write down the notes for this one, guys. चलिए इसके notes लिखते हैं. Yes, the question. Composition of lipoproteins. The composition of lipoproteins. Question can come from composition of lipoprotein. What are lipoproteins made up of? So make a table, name of the lipoprotein, and then we are going to write down the proteins in them, and then we are going to write down the lipids in them. ठीक है जी? तो lipoprotein का composition. Come on, I don't have to teach you people right now. It's you people who are going to help me out right now. Number one will be chylomicron. What are the proteins present in chylomicron, guys? Chylomicron protein will be apoprotein B48, then apoprotein E, and then apoprotein C. Number two, what about VLDL? VLDL, it will be having apoprotein B100, and then E, and then C. And then I told you about the intermediate density lipoprotein. Intermediate density lipoprotein is apoprotein B100 and only E. ठीक है, तो प्रोटीन्स हमारे लिए बड़ा आसान. ओके, यस प्रज्वल, प्रोटीन्स हमारे लिए बिल्कुल आसान. दैट इज व्हाट आई टोल्ड यू, दैट इज द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ at this table. Is there any chance that you can just simply mug up this one? No way that you can रट्टा मारे नहीं सकते सर आप. ठीक है, तो इसीलिए ना इसको सीख लो. Now after that, my dear friends, from intermediate density, I request all of you, please look here. Everyone please look here. From intermediate density, low density. From intermediate density, low density. Okay, intermediate density, there will be low density. Bharat is asking, sir, there can be LPL deficiency or not, then how will fat increase? Bharat, I told you about deficiency and all those things. Please, please, please. Afterwards you can learn. Okay. There is a hell lot there in deficiency and all. Okay, बहुत कुछ deficient होता है. Receptor भी deficient होता है. Receptor भी नहीं होता है. There are so many things. If I start teaching that right now, we can't complete biochemistry. Welcome to biochemistry. इसीलिए what I am doing is, if you are understanding properly here, my technique of teaching here right now, I am teaching you the entire concept and leaving you at the place where you can continue with the next subject. Okay, continue with the patho and all. So I am done with the biochemistry part crystal clearly. From here, if something deficient, then what will happen? You can carry on. Okay, chalo. Now please concentrate here right now. How to learn this one right now, guys? This is intermediate density, and now from the intermediate density, how to study low density. एक काम करो, how to memorize. I'm telling you this one, a technique here, a trick here, how to memorize. Intermediate density, I'm having apoprotein B100 and E, दोनों protein है. In this, you remove this protein. If you remove that protein, what will happen? Density further decreases. Density और भी कम हो जाएगा. From intermediate, it will become low density. That is the way how you remember. Is it okay? So intermediate density, you remove one more protein. We are remaining only with apoprotein B100 is the only one present in low density. Then finally the last one remaining, what about high density, sir? High density lipoprotein, how to learn that? It's again the same thing, apoproteins. Which apoprotein? If you observe till now, every apoprotein has been used except A. It will have apoprotein A, then you'll be having apoprotein, the remaining two will be the same only, apoprotein E and apoprotein C, sir. Wow. That is an easy trick to learn all these guys, and they are asking this in the exam. And just imagine other students who are not attending our classes, they are just mugging this table. You will not at all be able to remember more than 1 day or 2 days. No way of mugging this one, sir. The best way to learn, follow my 2 diagrams. In 2 diagrams, everything is done, sir. So chylomicron protein, VLDL protein, and then we are done with IDL. From intermediate density, remove one more, it becomes low density, and high density will be having the only one left out, apoprotein AC. And now welcome to lipids part. Sir, what about the lipid parts? In all of them, which lipids only we have? We have the same lipid, triglyceride, cholesterol. Triglyceride, cholesterol. So no need to write again triglyceride, cholesterol, सब में वही होता है. But I'll give you one important homework here right now, guys. Write down there as homework. Out of all of them, identify which one is having the highest triglycerides, and out of all of them, find out which one will be having the highest cholesterol. I hope आपको समझ में आ रहा होगा. In all these lipoproteins, you are having same lipids only, triglyceride, cholesterol. I'll show you the picture. Look here. What is the lipid in chylomicron? Triglyceride, cholesterol. Chylomicron remnant, triglyceride, cholesterol. What is the lipid in VLDL? Triglyceride, cholesterol. What is the lipid in IDL? Triglyceride, cholesterol. सब में वही होता है lipid. Lipid is same. So you identify out of all of them which have got the highest triglycerides and which one has got the highest cholesterol. ठीक है जी? Okay, that's one homework. And now the last and final thing, sir. What are the functions of lipoproteins? Functions of, apoproteins. Yes, function of apoprotein. लिखो sir. Apoprotein B48 and then apoprotein B100 and then apoprotein E. Apoprotein B48, apoprotein B100 and apoprotein E. ठीक है ना? These three. What is their function? Their function is interaction of lipoproteins with receptor. Wow. So someone was asking me this doubt again and again. I think you got your answer right now. So what is the function of apoprotein B48, B100 and E, guys? Yes, all the three of them, they are actually helping in attachment of the lipoprotein with the receptor. Lipoprotein with the receptor will be attached with the help of apoprotein B48, B100 and then E. Then next is, what is the function of ApoC? ApoC का काम क्या होता है? ApoC, you already know the function. It is going to activate an enzyme. Which enzyme? Activate an enzyme known as LPL, sir. What is the full form of LPL? Lipoprotein lipase. ApoC is going to activate, okay, ApoC is going to activate LPL. And then finally, what is the only thing that is left out? That is ApoA. ApoA का function क्या होगा? It is also going to activate one enzyme, and the name of the enzyme is LCAT. This enzyme is not useful for you in MC exams and all. It will come in PG and also. LCAT full form is lecithin cholesterol acyl transferase. Lecithin cholesterol acyl transferase. LCAT. I'm telling you again, it's not useful for you in MCI. Just for the sake of writing, I'm making them right now. Otherwise, again, you people will ask me, sir, what is LCAT? LCAT and all. So B48, B100 and E, these three will help in identifying the receptor, and C will be activating the enzyme. Enzyme name is LPL, and A, ApoA will activate the enzyme LCAT. Okay, and this completes the topic of lipoproteins. Lipoproteins topic done, sir. Okay, the introduction part, the types of lipoprotein, metabolism of exogenous, metabolism of endogenous, and after that some notes, the functions and their composition. Hope this is done here right now, guys. Are you all done? And please try to recall कि ये सब हमने कहाँ से start किया था. We have actually started all this from here. Classification of lipids, simple lipids and the complex lipids, and the complex lipids will be phospholipid, glycolipid and lipoproteins. Now we are even done with the lipoproteins, and that completes your entire chemistry of lipids, and a little bit of in depth has been completed, sir. And questions are coming from this part only, so the questions are coming from the phospholipid, the glycolipid and lipoprotein part, so please take care about that. Yes, iPad, that is ideal and VLDL remnant is same, I told many times. Yes, Arjun, that is also same. So I hope this part is done, sir. So we'll do one thing here. We'll take a small break here right now for 20 minutes, and after the break we are going to learn the metabolism of lipids, guys. We'll do the metabolism. Chemistry of lipids ho gaya, we'll do the lipids metabolism. Chalo. Me, am I visible and audible? That's lovely. चलो, तो चलिए सर हम लोग ना स्टार्ट करते हैं, ठीक है ना. लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड राइट नाउ, ठीक है. Let's begin right now, guys. Okay, shall we begin now? Now to begin with, before the break we are done with the chemistry of lipids, and now let's get started with the is a easy topic, sir. Lipid metabolism is absolutely a easy topic, guys. Okay, why I'm telling you easy? क्योंकि हमको सिर्फ दो चीज़ें पढ़ना है. We have to learn only two things here. One is about the cholesterol and another one is about the fatty acid. Cholesterol formation and breakdown, fatty acid formation and breakdown. That will finish off the lipid topics. Is it okay? So let's first of all begin with the easy topic, cholesterol formation, synthesis of cholesterol. So synthesis of cholesterol. Okay. Now guys, to begin with the synthesis of cholesterol, remember cholesterol synthesis, there will be totally 5 stages. There are 5 stages in synthesis of cholesterol. So keep on writing with me. The first reaction, acetyl-CoA combines along with one more molecule of acetyl-CoA. And acetyl-CoA and acetyl-CoA, these two will combine to form aceto-acetyl-CoA. This will combine with one more molecule of acetyl-CoA, and this is going to form HMG-CoA. So acetyl-CoA combines with one more molecule of acetyl-CoA to form acetoacetyl-CoA, and that will combine with one more molecule of acetyl-CoA to form HMG-CoA. And guys, HMG-CoA will now get converted to mevalonate. Mevalonate will now get converted to isoprenoid units, and isoprenoid units will be getting converted to squalene, and squalene is the one which is going to form cholesterol. And that's also cholesterol synthesis completed. Ho gaya. I repeat again, acetyl-CoA with acetyl-CoA to form acetoacetyl-CoA. That will combine with one more molecule of acetyl-CoA to form HMG-CoA. that will form mevalonate, and mevalonate is going to form isoprenoid unit. Isoprenoid unit is going to form squalene, and squalene is going to form what's a cholesterol. And now my dear friends, some of the students will question here, sir आपने तो कहा था there are totally 5 stages. Yes. Stage number 1 HMG CoA, stage number 2 formation of mevalonate, stage number 3 isoprenoid unit, stage number 4 formation of squalene, and stage number 5 formation of cholesterol. So whatever I made you write down, these are stages only, and remember you don't have to learn this, so please write down there with pencil or some other color pen. You don't have to learn this entire pathway. Then sir, why are you teaching? I am teaching you this entire pathway for only and only one topic, one point here right now, my dear friends, and that is HMG CoA is getting converted to mevalonate in the presence of HMG CoA reductase. HMG CoA reductase, and this enzyme you cannot forget in your entire life. I am not telling you only for MC exam, entire life. Why? Because yes, question number 1, this HMG CoA reductase is the rate limiting enzyme. HMG CoA reductase is the rate limiting enzyme of cholesterol synthesis. Rate limiting enzyme of cholesterol synthesis will be HMG CoA reductase. That will be asked in the exam. And second thing, nowadays it's very common guys, cholesterol level increase हो जाता है, and that is known as hypercholesterolemia. Hypercholesterolemia. And when there is hypercholesterolemia, if you have learned pharmacology, in pharmacology we'll be giving like statin group of drugs, statins, you know, and these statins, they'll be inhibiting this enzyme. That drugs will go inside the body and inhibit this enzyme, and if this enzyme is inhibited, what is going to happen? Yes, cholesterol is not going to form, and if cholesterol is not formed, hypercholesterolemia treated, sir. Okay, so therefore remember my dear friends, only 2 points to remember here. One is about the statin group of drugs, another one is HMG CoA reductase enzyme, rate limiting enzyme, sir. हो गया, it's so simple topic. मैंने क्या कहा आपको, lipid topic easy sir. So don't learn the entire pathway, learn according to my planning as I am telling you. Okay, so जितना मैं कह रहा हूँ उतना ही पढ़िए. Whatever I am telling you, please study that, learn in this manner, and the only one point to remember is HMG CoA reductase. That is the rate limiting enzyme. Okay, as I told you before the planning, okay, Saran, I told you already, statin group of drugs, ये drugs है. आप pharmacology जब पढ़ोगे ना, you'll be getting these drugs, and how these drugs are acting, those drugs are inhibiting this enzyme HMG CoA reductase, and once that enzyme is inhibited, this reaction will not take place, cholesterol will not be formed, therefore we can treat hypercholesterolemia. Okay, done. As I told you the planning, formation of cholesterol and degradation of cholesterol. Let us now learn degradation of cholesterol, sir. So heading likho sir, degradation of cholesterol. Degradation of cholesterol. Now 3 points to remember here, sir. Remember, cholesterol is like very important substance, and remember, cholesterol is undergoing degradation, and it is going to form what? Cholesterol will undergo degradation to form what? Cholesterol will undergo degradation to form all your steroid hormones. I told you yesterday also, and that was a recently asked question in the exam. All these steroid hormones are synthesized from where only? Cholesterol. All these steroid hormones are synthesized from where only? Cholesterol. So which steroid hormones in our body, guys? Mineralocorticoids. Number 2, you have got glucocorticoids. Number 3, you have got the testosterone. You have got estrogen, you know, all of them, sir, progesterone. So all the steroid hormones in your body, any steroid hormones if they ask, they're all produced. Also helping you the formation of vitamin D. Vitamin D भी cholesterol से ही form होता है. Don't worry about that. Our next topic is vitamins only. I will teach you in that topic how it is forming. And lastly, cholesterol is the one which is going to form your bile acids. So my dear friends, remember, cholesterol will undergo degradation. Cholesterol will undergo degradation. I am repeating it again. cholesterol will undergo degradation to form three important substances: all your steroid hormones, the vitamin D in our body, and the bile acids in our body. So bile acids, vitamin D, and steroid hormones are formed from cholesterol. And that completes the topic of cholesterol. Cholesterol topic ho gaya sir. Synthesis of cholesterol and degradation of cholesterol completed. And as I told you, the last and final thing to study right now is the fatty acid. And fatty acid also same thing. We need to learn two topics: synthesis of fatty acid and breakdown of fatty acid. So please write down the heading there as fatty acid synthesis. Fatty acid synthesis. Let us now learn about the fatty acid synthesis. Now, my dear friends, fatty acid synthesis is so simple topic. Only one reaction. In one reaction, everything will be done. So please write down there, guys. First of all, we are having a substance known as acetyl-CoA. Acetyl-CoA will now get converted to malonyl-CoA. That is the only thing that you have to remember. That's all. And what you have to remember here, you know, acetyl-CoA is going to form malonyl-CoA by addition of carbon in the form of carbon dioxide. And my students are like expert. Addition of carbon, name of the enzyme will be carboxylase. And which carboxylase, guys? Write down there. It is acetyl-CoA carboxylase. Okay. And the important thing to remember about this enzyme requires a coenzyme, and that coenzyme is biotin. Are you able to recall something? Biotin, till now we have learned 3 enzymes. Biotin is required for how many enzymes, sir? 3 enzymes. Biotin acts as a coenzyme for 3 enzymes. Till now we have learned. Carbohydrate metabolism, first topic we have learned. Pyruvate carboxylase. Protein metabolism, second topic we have learned. Propionyl-CoA carboxylase. And thirdly, lipid metabolism we have learned acetyl-CoA carboxylase. So there are 3 topics, 3 enzymes which are requiring what's a biotin. And lastly, malonyl-CoA. Malonyl-CoA will now get converted to fatty acid. So that's all. And if fatty acid is forming here, you don't even have to learn the name of the enzyme here. What is the name of the enzyme here, sir? Yes, fatty acid synthase. And it is not a simple enzyme, sir. It's like a complex, you know, fatty acid synthase complex. So they will never ask you that in the exam, guys, कि fatty acid synthase complex and all those. What are they asking in the MC exam is acetyl-CoA carboxylase. And why they are asking this only one enzyme here only? Why? Because that's the enzyme utilizing biotin. Ho gaya, I am done with fatty acid synthesis. Any more points to learn here? Yes, 2 more points. Location. Where is fatty acid synthesis taking place? Remember, it is taking place in cytosol. Fatty acid synthesis will be taking place in what's a cytosol, in the cytoplasm. And not only that, what is the rate limiting enzyme? Yes, as I told you, only one enzyme to remember here. Which one, guys? Acetyl-CoA carboxylase. This itself is the rate limiting enzyme. Okay. So fatty acid formation will take place in cytoplasm, and fatty acid synthesis, what is the rate limiting enzyme for fatty acid synthesis? Acetyl-CoA carboxylase. And that enzyme is utilizing biotin. So it's all about this enzyme. If you remember this one enzyme, you are done with these topics. Shall we go ahead? And now we need to learn about the degradation of the fatty acids. Let us learn about the degradation of fatty acid. So chaliye sir, welcome to the last thing. I told you na lipid metabolism easy topic. That's why cholesterol synthesis breakdown, fatty acid synthesis and breakdown. Now let us see the breakdown of fatty acid. Kya hota hai? So my dear friends, please write on the heading there as degradation of fatty acid. Okay. Now first of all, I'll do one thing here. This topic a little bit bigger. I'll give you first of all the overview. What are we going to learn? Lipid मान लो कि breakdown हो जाता है. Let us start from the very beginning, guys. That is known as lipolysis. Breakdown of the lipids will be lipolysis. And now when the lipid is going to break down, it is going to form like 2 substances. I taught you today only. Always remember, it's going to form fatty acid, another one will be the glycerol. And guys, you all know we are not at all going to touch glycerol here right now, guys. Glycerol के बारे में हम नहीं पढ़ेंगे. Glycerol is an alcohol. Alcohol metabolism will be separate. So our topic right now is fatty acid. Fatty acid is undergoing degradation, breaking down to form a substance that is known as acetyl-CoA, and this is known as the beta oxidation of fatty acid. ठीक है, तो fatty acid will undergo degradation, breakdown, okay, and this process is known as beta oxidation of fatty acid. Okay, so that is the one pathway that you need to learn. And remember, it's not the end of the story. This end product acetyl-CoA will be further utilized to form what, sir? Ketone bodies. And because the ketone bodies are forming here, that is the reason why what is the name of this pathway? This is known as ketogenesis. What is the name of this pathway? This will be ketogenesis. That means in short we have to learn how many pathways here right now, sir? Only 2 pathways we need to learn here. And out of these 2 also, the first one is important, guys. It will take some time and it is important also. Many questions will come from there. And the second one, ketogenesis, take it easy, light. वो 2 minutes में हो जाएगा. It will be done in 2 minutes. So beta oxidation of fatty acid. What is the starting substance? Fatty acid. What is the end product? Acetyl-CoA. Ketogenesis. What is the starting product? Acetyl-CoA. And what is the end product, sir? Ketone bodies. Okay, sir. We'll study these 2, and that will complete our lipid metabolism topic, sir. And by that we'll complete the 3 major things: carbohydrate metabolism, protein metabolism, and the lipid metabolism will be done in the easiest way possible. So now please write on the heading as beta oxidation of fatty acid. Beta oxidation of fatty acid. Remember, beta oxidation of fatty acid will take place in 3 stages. Okay, in the stage number 1, there will be activation of fatty acid. Okay, and the step number 2, there will be transport of that. And the step number 3, you will be having beta oxidation proper. Activation and then transport and then beta oxidation proper. Activation and transport and beta oxidation proper, sir. Now remember, out of these 3, activation of the fatty acid will take place in cytosol. Activation of the fatty acid will be taking place in cytosol, whereas beta oxidation proper will take place in mitochondrial matrix. Mitochondrial matrix. That is the reason why what should be the second step? Pakka, it has to be transport. Is it okay? So after activation, definitely it has to get transported from cytosol into mitochondrial matrix. Okay, fine here right now. Is it okay? So my dear friends, remember beta oxidation of fatty acid will take place in how many steps? Okay, so it will be taking place in 3 steps. Okay, number 1, activation, and number 2, beta transport, and the third one will be beta oxidation proper. And then beta oxidation proper कहाँ पर होता है? It will be taking place in mitochondrial matrix. Is it okay? Is it okay? And now let us learn all the 3 steps one by one. So first we are going to learn about the stage number 1, that is activation. So सबसे पहले हम लोग पढ़ेंगे activation. And activation of fatty acid is like time pass, sir. Now why am I telling as time pass here right now, guys? Why? Because we are having fatty acid, and fatty acid will be activated to acyl-CoA. Khalas, ho gaya, done. To acyl-CoA. That's the only step you have to remember. But here I want you all to be really careful. I don't know why many students in many of the classes will be writing wrongly as acetyl. They'll be thinking that sir ने गलत कहा है कि it should be acetyl, और सर कह रहे कि acyl, तो इसीलिए some students by themselves will be writing it acetyl. Please remember, it is acyl. Now what is the difference? Remember, fatty acid will be long chain of carbons attached to carboxylic acid. Okay, and in this what is going to happen during activation? In the place of carboxylic acid, there will be attachment of CoA. So therefore the long chain of carbon will remain as it is. Please try to recall, in our first class I told you about acetyl. And acetyl-CoA, exactly how many carbons, guys? It will be having like 2 carbons. So remember, in our entire biochemistry, acetyl-CoA means how many carbons? 2 carbon. And remember, acyl means many carbon attached to CoA. Understanding here right now? There is a lot of difference between acetyl-CoA and acyl-CoA. Acetyl-CoA means exactly 2 carbon. Acyl-CoA means many carbon. Now it is done. Come on, my dear friends. Fatty acid to acyl-CoA, what is happening here right now? Formation of acyl-CoA. So therefore, what is the name of the enzyme? Acyl-CoA synthase. Fatty acid to acyl-CoA, what is the name of the enzyme? Acyl-CoA synthase. Easy, take it easy, chill, they will never ask you. And now, I told you already, this first step is activation. During activation, you need to give energy in the form of ATP. And that too, how many, sir? 2 ATPs you need to give. And please remember that. Why? Because at the end, you are going to calculate the number of ATPs. Is it okay? So I am done with the first step, fatty acid activation. So fatty acid is activated to acyl-CoA. Fatty acid is activated to acyl-CoA, and during activation, yes, 2 molecules of ATP has to be added. Okay, bachcho. And where is this taking place for activation? In the cytosol. Done. Are you all done? And once you are done with the activation, guys, the next step, the second step that you need to learn is actually about the transport. So therefore, welcome to the second stage. The second stage will be transport. Okay. So my dear friends, what you do is, imagine this one to be the mitochondrial membrane, outer membrane, and then this is the inner membrane of the mitochondria. And outside here, this will be the cytosol, and inside here, this will be the matrix of the mitochondria. And now transport. What do you have to transport? Come on. We need to transport acyl-CoA, जो अभी cytoplasm में form हुआ है. Just now in the cytoplasm, there is a formation of acyl-CoA, and that has to be now transported into the mitochondrial matrix. How it is transported? Look here, everyone. Everyone, please stop writing now. It's so time pass. Acyl-CoA combines with a substance known as carnitine. Let me write it properly. Acyl-CoA combines with a substance known as carnitine. And when these two will combine together, my dear friends, which part will combine? Acyl. So therefore, it will lead to the formation of acyl-carnitine. And then there will be release of CoA. CoA वहाँ से निकल जाता है. तो acyl-CoA combines with the carnitine to form what, sir? Acyl-carnitine. Acyl-CoA combines with carnitine to form what, sir? Acyl-carnitine, and there will be removal of CoA. CoA will be removed. And now this acyl-carnitine will enter inside the mitochondrial matrix. Acyl-carnitine will enter inside the mitochondrial matrix. And inside the matrix we are having separate CoA. Okay. It is not this CoA coming inside, sir. No. There is a separate CoA. अब ये दोनों मिलकर combine होते हैं. Must time pass. Which part will combine? Acyl. So it will lead to the formation of acyl-CoA. What will be removed from here? Carnitine. And now this carnitine will be going to come out. Is it okay? So it's like must time pass. And because of this time pass, what happened right now, guys? Acyl-CoA here has been transported inside the mitochondrial matrix. There is one reaction taking place inside, and inside we are having the name of the enzyme as CAT1, and outside we are having CAT2. CAT1 and then CAT2. What is CAT1 and CAT2, sir? CAT1 and CAT2 stands for C for carnitine, A for acyl, and obviously T for transferase. So it's like carnitine acyl transferase, carnitine acyl transferase, carnitine acyl transferase. Okay, that completes the second step, transport. Okay, copy down. If you're done with the copying word, yes. And now welcome to the third and the final steps. What are the third and the final steps, sir? The third and the final step right now is the beta oxidation proper. Beta oxidation proper. Are you ready? Are you ready? Yes. So now let's go towards a beta oxidation proper. Stage number 3. Now guys, beta oxidation proper, we all know that it will take place in the mitochondrial matrix. Now you only tell me, what do you have in the mitochondrial matrix right now? Right now in the mitochondrial matrix we are having acyl-CoA. And now this acyl-CoA will actually undergo 4 reactions. Okay, na? This is undergoing 4 reactions. To be really very frank, these 4 substances you don't even have to remember. But some students always torturing. They'll be asking you, sir, what is the intermediate substance? Enjoy, write down. They will never ask you, guaranteed in the exam. Okay, na? Write down this, sir. Delta 2 trans enoyl CoA. Delta 2 trans enoyl CoA. Another one will be the beta hydroxy acyl CoA. Another one will be the beta keto acyl CoA, and that will finally split here. There is a cleavage that will split into the acetyl CoA and acyl CoA. That will split into acetyl CoA and acyl CoA. Are you getting me? So guaranteed, sir, please write down there. They will never ask you all these intermediate substances. Just for the sake of your satisfaction, I'm telling you. Then sir, if they are not asking this one, then what will they ask in the exam? Now welcome. What will they ask in the exam is the very first reaction is actually oxidation reaction, and the second reaction will be hydration reaction, addition of water. Third reaction is again oxidation reaction, and the fourth reaction is actually a cleavage. Oxidation, hydration, oxidation, cleavage. Oxidation, hydration, oxidation, cleavage. Now guys, you people are expert. What is the meaning of oxidation? Removal of hydrogen. Come on, repeat the story. And that hydrogen is taken by FAD, and after taking the hydrogen it is going to become FADH2. Hydration means what's the addition of water. Okay. Oxidation, again there is a removal of hydrogen, so that is accepted by NAD plus. NAD plus will accept the hydrogen to form what, sir? NADH plus H plus. And nothing to worry about the cleavage. That's all. Ho gaya. Beta oxidation proper done. So remember, once the beta oxidation proper is done, there is a formation of one molecule of FADH2 and there is a formation of one molecule of NADH. Oxidation, hydration, oxidation, cleavage. Okay. So please make a note of this one. Then I'll tell you the conclusion part of this one, sir, how to end this one. Okay, so please write down first this one, then I'll tell you the conclusion part of this. हो गया? यस टीनू शर्मा, इट इज ट्रांस इनॉइल. हो गया बच्चों? आर यू ऑल डन? Now once you're all done with this one, and now I want you all to listen here now, sir. Okay, delta, sir, the triangle is delta 2. Now listen to me right now, sir. अब सुनो ध्यान से सर, एक काम करो सर, आई एम रिक्वेस्टिंग यू वेरी सिंसियरली, प्लीज कंप्लीटली स्टॉप राइटिंग. आई एम गोइंग टू कंफ्यूज यू नाउ सर, so please look here. Stop writing means stop writing. First of all, the question number 1 here is that, is this pathway completed? Is this pathway beta oxidation proper completed? Answer is no. Why? Why is this pathway not completed, sir? Why? Because in the overview, sir said us starting substance is fatty acid, end product is only acetyl-CoA. And if you see here, the starting substance is, yes, fatty acid, but the end product here will be acetyl as well as acyl. That means, okay, it is not yet completed. There is something remaining. So what else is remaining, sir? तो सब लोग यहाँ पर ध्यान से देखिए. Now we all know the very first stage is activation. During activation, I told you that we are going to start with a fatty acid. Now my question is, sir, which fatty acid are we speaking about? ये कौन सा वाला fatty acid है? Remember, in human beings like you and me, the fatty acid which is metabolized will be palmitic acid. Fatty acid which is undergoing metabolism will be palmitic acid. And remember, palmitic acid has got how many carbon? 16 carbon. How many carbon? 16 carbon. Long chain fatty acid. Long chain. How many carbons? 16 carbon. And now it's all about calculation wala part. So please be, alert now, sir. Everyone listen here right now. Stop writing now, sir. How many number of carbons are there in this fatty acid now? Palmitic acid, 16 carbon. During activation, did I remove carbon? No. Did I add carbon? No. I did not add, did not remove. So how many number of carbons in acyl-CoA? 16 carbon. Okay. Step number 2. Transport. During transport, did we change the number of carbons? Did I remove carbon or add carbon? No. So how many number of carbons? Still 16 carbon. Step number 3. In the step number 3, yes, how many carbons here? 16. Come on. In the first stage, oxidation means removal of hydrogen. We are not changing carbon. So how many carbon? 16 carbon. Hydration means addition of water. Formula of water is H2O. H2O. We are not adding carbon. How many carbon? 16. Again, oxidation means removal of hydrogen. How many carbon till here? 16 carbon. Oh my god. So right from the very first till here, it is 16 carbon. And the last step, cleavage, what is going to happen? We are going to break and 2 carbons, acetyl-CoA, 2 carbon is removed, and we are remaining with how many carbons? 14 carbons are remaining. How many? 14. And 14 carbon is also like a long chain, it will be acyl. Oh, then sir, what is going to happen to this 14 carbon chain acyl-CoA? This acyl-CoA will now go back here right now again. Oh my god. Again, what will happen? Oxidation, hydration, oxidation, cleavage, 2 carbon remove. How many remaining? 12. Again, this will go here. Again, beta oxidation proper will take place. Again, 2 carbon remove. How many remaining? 10. In this manner, this beta oxidation proper will keep on repeating again and again and again and again. And then finally, 2 carbon, it will be removed in the form of acetyl-CoA. And finally, the entire 16 carbon end product acetyl-CoA. Okay. That means now the question here is that if you are starting with 16 carbon, if you are starting with 16 carbons, okay, okay, I'm repeating again. Now, if you are starting with 16 carbon, how many times this beta oxidation proper will take place? Remember, beta oxidation proper will take place only for 7 times. How many times? 7 times. Very good. So please write down the heading there as energetics. Energetics we are calculating for which acid, guys? Palmitic acid. Which fatty acid? Palmitic acid. And palmitic acid, how many carbon? 16 carbon. And beta oxidation proper will take place for how many times? 7 times. Beta oxidation proper will be taking place how many times? 7 times. Yeah, if it is taking place for 7 times, how many FADH2 are produced? 7. How many NADH are produced? 7. Every time, So therefore, 7 molecules of FADH2 will be produced and 7 molecules of NADH are formed. From the very first class, we know that into 1.5 ATP from each molecule of FADH, 1.5 ATP and into 2.5 ATPs. And now multiply that, 7 into 1.5 will be 10.5 ATPs and 7 into 2.5 will be somewhere around like 17.5 ATPs. Okay. Now, the question number 2 here is that, okay, if you are done with the 7 times here right now, sir, beta oxidation proper. Now the question number 2, at the end, how many molecules of acetyl CoA will you get, sir? How many molecules of acetyl CoA at the end? Now here there is no twist at all. There is no twist. Remember, removing 2 carbon, 2 carbon, 2 carbon, 2 carbon. So how many molecules will you get, sir? 8 carbons. So you are going to get, like, how many molecules of this one? 8 molecules of acetyl CoA. So my dear friend, acetyl CoA at the end. You have to be like completely with me, guys, here. Okay, so if you get distracted, don't ask me again. बीटा ऑक्सीडेशन प्रॉपर कितनी बारी होता है? बीटा ऑक्सीडेशन प्रॉपर 7 बारी होता है, ठीक है ना? At the end, how many molecules of acetyl CoA are you getting? At the end, we are getting 8 molecules of acetyl CoA. No twist in that. 16 carbon break into 2 carbon. We are getting 8 molecules. Now from these 8 molecules of acetyl CoA, how many ATPs? Multiplied by 10 ATPs. Oh my God, how? Turn back the page and see. In Krebs cycle हमने लिखा था. In Krebs cycle, my dear friends, we are starting with acetyl CoA, and acetyl CoA will undergo the entire Krebs cycle. Net gain of ATP will be 10 ATPs. Oh my God! So 8 into 10 will be totally 80 ATPs. Add them in total, it will be 108 ATPs. But you have to remember, during activation in the very beginning, we have used 2 ATPs, so minus 2 ATPs. So therefore, what is the net gain of ATP? 106 ATPs are obtained from each molecule of palmitic acid. Oh my God! Look at the huge amount of energy that we are getting, from fats. Fatty acids, we are getting 106 ATPs from one molecule of palmitic acid. And we people are just eating rice, chapati and all. And what is there in the rice, sir? Glucose. And from glucose, 7 ATPs net gain. If it is oxidation, aerobic glycolysis. If it is anaerobic, only 2 ATPs. Understanding here? And we are eating glucose. Look at fats. Look at the fats right now, fatty acid. 106 ATPs from that. So enjoy. That's all about the beta oxidation proper. So beta oxidation proper, beta oxidation of fatty acid, first topic done. Now welcome to the last and final topic in lipids topic right now. Should I remove this? All the best, Titan. Chalo, आगे बढ़ेंगे. Shall we go ahead right now? Now, if you have understood this entire calculation, टीनू शर्मा -2 के आगे 106 लिखा हुआ है. 108 -2 कितना होता है टीनू शर्मा? 106 होता है. नेट गेन है ना टीनू शर्मा? आई डोंट नो तुम लोग क्या लिख रहे हो यार. चलो, now please welcome back to the overview right now. In the overview, we are done with the beta oxidation of fatty acid. What have we done? Beta oxidation of fatty acid. Now welcome to ketogenesis. But before learning the formation of ketone bodies, you should know what are ketone bodies. That is a problem with many students. Students को ketone bodies ही नहीं पता है. So please write down there the heading as first of all ketone bodies. There are totally 3 of them ketone bodies. Remember them. Number 1, acetoacetate. Number 2, acetone. And number 3, beta hydroxybutyrate. So there are 3 of them, guys, ketone bodies. Okay. ठीक है जी, हो गया. इज इट ओके? तो कीटोन बॉडीज कितने होते हैं सर? 3 कीटोन बॉडीज होती हैं. नंबर 1 एसिटोएसिटेट, नंबर 2 एसीटोन एंड नंबर 3 बीटा हाइड्रोक्सीब्यूटारेट. से देयर आर 3 कीटोन बॉडीज. कीटोन बॉडीज 3 होती हैं. ठीक है जी. तो नाउ लेट अस सी हाउ दिस 3 कीटोन बॉडीज आर फॉर्म्ड राइट नाउ सर. देखते हैं ये तीनों कीटोन बॉडीज कैसे फॉर्म होती हैं. अच्छा यार एक बात बताओ ना, एक लवली ट्रिक, शुड आई टेल यू वन लवली ट्रिक? Look at this basic thing which I am telling you right from the very first day. Can I call this acetoacetate as acetoacetic acid? Yeah, सर ने हमको सिखाया था एक acids will always form 8 salts. So it is acetoacetic acid. Look at this beta hydroxybutyrate. It is nothing but beta hydroxybutyric acid. Butyric acid. अच्छा, तो इससे हमको ये समझना चाहिए कि these are acidic in nature. That means ketone bodies are acidic in nature. That's the reason why whenever ketone bodies are elevated in our body, it will lead to ketoacidosis. आपने पढ़ा होगा, है ना? You people are like great people. You have learned pathology, you have learned internal medicine, everything. आपने diabetes पढ़ा होगा, and in diabetes there will be something known as ketoacidosis. DKA, डायबिटिक कीटो एसिडोसिस करके होता है, ठीक है जी। तो आज से याद रखो फ्रॉम बायोकेमिस्ट्री दैट द नेचर ऑफ द कीटोन बॉडीज आर एक्चुअली एसिडिक इन नेचर, दैट्स व्हाई इंक्रीज इन देयर अमाउंट्स विल लीड टू एसिडोसिस। चलिए सर, लेट्स सी हाउ द कीटोन बॉडीज आर फॉर्म। आर यू लर्निंग बच्चों? आर यू लर्निंग? सीख रहे हो? Now let us see, yes, ketogenesis, formation of ketone bodies, कैसे फॉर्म होते हैं? Okay, the ketogenesis is actually going to begin with acetyl CoA. Acetyl CoA combines along with acetyl CoA. These two will combine together to form acetyl CoA, and that is going to combine along with one more molecule of acetyl CoA to form what's HMG CoA. It's like combining. Okay, so acetyl CoA and acetyl CoA, acetoacetyl CoA, and that with one more molecule of acetyl CoA to form HMG CoA. मस्त टाइम पास है। चलिए सर, जोड़ना बहुत हो गया, तोड़ते हैं। HMG CoA will now break down to form one molecule of acetyl CoA. Now you will kill me, sir. First of all, 9 o'clock in the night time, and then you are telling me एक बार जोड़ रहे, एक बार तोड़ रहे, कई को तोड़ रहे नहीं मालूम, कई को जोड़ रहे नहीं मालूम। HMG CoA will again break down to give rise to acetyl CoA, and then what is remaining? Acetoacetate is remaining. Okay, मेरी नज़र से देखो, I got the first ketone body. अच्छा, and now this first ketone body itself will break down to give rise to the second ketone body, acetone, and the third one that we learned, beta hydroxybutyrate. हो गया सर। पता नहीं किसने उसको ना इंग्लिश में पाथवे करके कहा है सर। कितना सिंपल पाथवे है, पहले जोड़ो फिर तोड़ो। फर्स्ट जॉइन देम टुगेदर एंड देन ब्रेक देम, ठीक है? तो पहले इसको जोड़ो फिर तोड़ो सर, ठीक है ना? जोड़ने और तोड़ने में क्या हो जाता है सर? कीटोन बॉडी फॉर्म हो जाते हैं। इज इट ओके? एंड नाउ माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, this pathway is so simple that they'll not ask any questions from the pathway. Then what are the questions? Write down the 3 questions possible. Question number 1, they'll ask you which one will be the primary ketone body. Out of the 3 ketone bodies, which one is the primary ketone body? ठीक है ना? Primary ketone body, you can clearly see, yes, it is acetoacetate. Question number 2, they are asking in your exam, MC exam, location, ketogenesis कहाँ पर हो रहा है? Where are these ketone body forming? Liver. Oh my God, बेचारा liver. Everything is happening in the liver only. अच्छा, they are asking even in the liver where it is occurring, sir. Liver cells, remember, it's in mitochondria. This is like last December exam question. Ketogenesis is taking place in mitochondria of the liver cells. Now welcome to question number 3, guys. Sir, what is the use of these ketone bodies? Now some of the students, what they are thinking is ketone bodies are like just waste metabolite, end product. They are thinking that ketone bodies are just the waste metabolite, end product. Absolutely wrong. पता नहीं ऐसे क्यों सोच रहे हैं? I don't know why okay are they thinking like this? ठीक है? So my dear friends, remember It is not at all the waste metabolite. Remember, ketone bodies are very good source of energy, and they are providing energy especially at the time of starvation. Suppose if you don't eat anything for 3 days, you will be declared as you will be starving. Nothing, you're not eating anything for 72 hours. That means you are starving. And during starvation, what will happen, guys? The source of energy for our body will not be like glucose and glycogen. वो सब खत्म. Okay. In first few hours only glucose finish, glycogen storage finish, everything done. Now our body will be depending on ketone bodies, and ketone bodies are a good source of energy. But you know one problem, almost every organ utilizes ketone bodies except the liver itself. Okay, ketone bodies are utilized by each and every organ except liver. So please write down there, liver is going to form ketone bodies. Look at that, too much. Liver is going to form the ketone bodies, but it is not going to utilize the ketone bodies. Okay, so liver is forming ketone bodies, but it is not utilizing ketone bodies for itself, guys. And even that is a one more question, sir. Okay, so primary ketone body will be acetoacetate, and the location of the ketogenesis will be in the liver. And then which organ cannot utilize the ketone bodies? Remember, it is liver. Is it okay? So that completes your ketogenesis, and by this it completes your fatty acid degradation. कहाँ गया भाई? Overview. हाँ, overview. We are done with beta oxidation of fatty acid as well as ketogenesis. हो गया? And by this we complete the entire topic. So as I told you, just have a planning very clear in your mind. Two topics, guys: cholesterol topic and fatty acids. Fatty acids. Cholesterol forming and breakdown. It's easy. Only 2-3 points you have to remember that entire topic. It's easy. That's why I have done that immediately after the break. वो आसान टॉपिक है सर, वहाँ पर आपको खाली बस 3 या 4 पॉइंट्स याद रखने हैं. कोलेस्ट्रॉल वाला हो गया, फैटी एसिड सिंथेसिस, फैटी एसिड डिग्रेडेशन, एंड यहाँ पर थोड़ा सा दिमाग लगाना होगा. यू हैव टू लर्न दैट इन डिटेल. ठीक है, ठीक है बच्चों. एंड दैट कंप्लीट्स योर एंटायर लिपिड मेटाबॉलिज्म. बाय दिस वी हैव कंप्लीटेड ऑलमोस्ट लाइक 80% ऑफ योर बायोकेमिस्ट्री सर. अगर आप ध्यान से देख रहे हो, कार्बोहाइड्रेट मेटाबॉलिज्म, प्रोटीन मेटाबॉलिज्म, लिपिड मेटाबॉलिज्म, chemistry of protein, chemistry of lipids, electron transport chain, many topics done. Hardly we are like spending 4-5 hours per day, है ना. 3 दिन में बहुत कुछ हो गया है सर. तो चलिए अब हम बढ़ते हैं आगे बढ़ने से पहले ना, I'll give you like 2 minutes of time. I request you all to please revise till here in a proper manner, and then I will just teach you easy topics sir. हम लोग ना vitamins पढ़ेंगे and all those things we'll study now, because it's like very evening time, like late night time right now. Right now guys, what about the ketone bodies? देखो actually now I'll tell you the reason. Everything in our body is balanced. You agree with this one, Divya? Everything in our body has to be in equilibrium. For example, if you take blood pressure, it should be like equilibrium, है ना, 120/80. अगर बढ़ जाए तो दिक्कत. If it is increased, hypertension. If it is decreased, hypotension. Glucose level, yes, on an average it should be in equilibrium, normal level. अगर बढ़ जाए, hyperglycemia. कम भी हो जाए तो not good. So in that way, in our body, everything is required in required amounts. So same thing is with the ketone bodies. If excess of ketone bodies are forming, whatever required forming, well and good. Excess of ketone bodies are forming, then it is really bad, and that will lead to acidosis. Okay, is it okay? Chalo, that's nice. And similarly, I'll tell you one more example, Divya, and some other person, I think iPhone is asking here. Cholesterol जब degrade होता है, cholesterol will degrade and form what, sir? Steroid hormone, vitamin D, bile acids and all. अब यार थोड़े लोगों के ना दिमाग में होता है, in some people mind it will be like, cholesterol is very bad. Look at that. It is forming steroid hormones, very good. Vitamin D, very good. Bile acid, very good. Then how come cholesterol is bad then? Excess of cholesterol is bad. Cholesterol is not bad. Excess of cholesterol is bad. Cholesterol is actually very good. ना, अगर आप ध्यान से देख रहे हैं, it is also forming testosterone, estrogen, progesterone and all, and you people are more than intelligent than me in that condition, है ना. तो cholesterol is very good actually, but excess of cholesterol अगर ज़्यादा लोगे, then it will lead to coronary artery diseases, heart attacks and all that, blockade in the arteries and all. So everything should be required in required amounts. And now welcome to this one here. Someone was telling me about the synthesis of cholesterol. They have missed in the very beginning. यार सिंथेसिस ऑफ कोलेस्ट्रॉल कुछ नहीं है. मैंने आपको ना लाइक ड्यूरिंग टीचिंग दिस टॉपिक ओनली आई टॉट कि एंटायर टॉपिक यू डोंट हैव टू लर्न सर, एंटायर सिंथेसिस ऑफ कोलेस्ट्रॉल पढ़ने का जरूरत नहीं है. इट इज सिंथेसाइज्ड इन 5 स्टेजेस. नो, डोंट इवन लर्न दिस नेम्स. Only one point why I am teaching you cholesterol synthesis is rate limiting enzyme. And what is the rate limiting enzyme? HMG-CoA reductase. That is the rate limiting enzyme. And that is the enzyme which will be inhibited by statin group of drugs. अगर आपका कोलेस्ट्रॉल लेवल बढ़ जाता है, अगर आपका कोलेस्ट्रॉल लेवल बढ़ जाता है तो फार्माकोलॉजी आप यूज करेंगे स्टैटिन ग्रुप ऑफ ड्रग्स, एंड स्टैटिन ग्रुप ऑफ ड्रग्स आर गोइंग टू इनहिबिट दिस एंजाइम. तो ये एक एंजाइम आपको पढ़ना जरूरी है फॉर बायोकेमिस्ट्री एज वेल एज फार्माकोलॉजी. ठीक है, तो ये हो गया आपका कोलेस्ट्रॉल सिंथेसिस, जो आपने बड़े विनम्रता से विनती की थी, तो हमने उसको अदा कर दिया. ठीक है ना, हो गया. आगे बढ़ेंगे. शैल वी गो अहेड नाउ. And now my dear friends, that completes your entire topic regarding the lipid metabolism. And now let's do one easy topic for today, vitamins. ठीक है जी, चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं vitamins topic now. I'm telling you like vitamins easy topic. ऐसा मत समझो कि ना टॉपिक इज़ ईजी, अब इतना ज़्यादा हमको टेंशन नहीं है, सारे रिएक्शंस हो चुके हैं, एवरीथिंग इज़ डन, सो नॉट मच टेंशन. टॉपिक इज़ वेरी ईजी बट एक्सट्रीमली इम्पॉर्टेंट. Without the questions from vitamins topic, the paper will not be completed. And it was like really shocking. I think last June exam, there were like almost like 6 questions only from vitamins topic. 6 questions were asked only and only and only from the vitamins topic. Just take care about that one. Are you getting a point here right now? So therefore, my dear friends, it's really an important topic. At least, not every time like six questions will come from that. At least from the vitamins topic you can at least expect 2 to 3 क्वेश्चन, 2 से 3 क्वेश्चन तो डेफिनेटली आएंगे ही आएंगे. ठीक है ना? Are you getting my point here right now, sir? So therefore, my dear friends, welcome here right now, guys. Let us learn about the vitamins right now. So we all know that vitamins are actually divided into 2 categories. One will be the fat soluble vitamins, another one will be the water soluble vitamins. One will be the fat soluble vitamins, another one will be the water soluble vitamins. The fat soluble vitamins will be vitamin A, vitamin D. Soluble vitamin will be vitamin B complex, and then it will be vitamin C. So fat soluble vitamins will be vitamin A, D, E and K, and the water soluble vitamins will be vitamin B and B complex and C. से अब हम इन दोनों के बारे में बात करेंगे. So let us speak about these 2 categories. And out of these 2 categories, first we are going to begin with what? We are now going to begin with the fat soluble vitamins. सर हम लोग सबसे पहले ना फैट soluble vitamins स्टार्ट करें. ठीक है, so first let's begin with the fat soluble vitamins. Are you ready? Come on, tell me guys. And now in this fat soluble vitamins, first let's get started with the vitamin A. हम start करेंगे vitamin A से, okay? And I want you to be like really quick right now, guys. Vitamin A, first of all we are going to learn the chemistry part of the vitamin A, sir. I mean to say the name of that. Vitamin A will be like in 3 forms. One is retinol, another one will be the retinal, another one will be the retinoic acid. So vitamin A will be in 3 forms: retinol, retinal and retinoic acid. Retinol, retinal and retinoic acid. Why do you have like 3 forms here? Why? Because retinol, it will be having alcohol functional group. Retinal, it will be having aldehyde functional group. Groups, COOH. Retinol, OH, alcohol, retinal, aldehyde, and then retinoic acid, carboxylic acid functional group. I hope you know one of the good source of vitamin A will be carrots. See, I'm not telling the best source. Best source will be the fish liver oil. Okay, good source. One of the good source will be carrot. And now in carrots we'll be having a substance known as beta carotene. And this beta carotene, फिश लिवर ऑयल, एंड दैट इज halibut फिश लिवर ऑयल. दिव्या, halibut फिश लिवर ऑयल आप वो PSM में पढ़ोगे. यू विल स्टडी दैट इन कम्युनिटी मेडिसिन. ओके, halibut फिश लिवर ऑयल, नॉट कॉड लिवर, halibut फिश लिवर ऑयल. तो इन कैरेट यूल बी हैविंग बीटा कैरोटीन, एंड दिस व्हेन यू आर कंज्यूमिंग कैरेट, जब आप कैरेट खाओगे ना तो बीटा कैरोटीन बॉडी में जाएगा और क्या होगा, डाइजेशन होगा, एंड आफ्टर डाइजेशन ऑफ बीटा कैरोटीन यू विल बी गेटिंग 2 मॉलिक्यूल्स ऑफ रेटिनॉल. ओके जी, ठीक है. नाउ व्हाई एम आई टीचिंग यू दिस पॉइंट हियर? रेटिनॉल इज विटामिन ए, and in MCA exam they have asked, yes, what is provitamin A? What is provitamin A? Okay, that is beta carotene. Why? Because we are forming vitamin A from beta carotene, so I can call it as provitamin A. So that was a question in the exam. Provitamin A will be beta carotene. So that completes the chemistry part of this one, guys. Vitamin A name will be retinol, retinal and retinoic acid based on the functional group. Now once you are done with the chemistry part of the vitamin A, now let us learn what are the functions of vitamin A, sir. The moment I listen the name as vitamin A, the first thing that comes into my mind is vision. Vitamin A is required for vision. Number 2, vitamin A is also required for epithelium, proper growth of that. And number 3, vitamin A is also required for reproduction. And number 4, remember, vitamin A is a very good antioxidant. Antioxidant, sir. So vitamin A is required for vision, and it is required for epithelium, and then reproduction, and then yes, antioxidant. अब कैसे मैं आपको बताता हूँ. Let us learn like 2 points which are important here. Why it is required for vision, sir, vitamin A? Listen here. If you have learned about the eyes, inside the eyes, innermost layer of the eyeball will be retina. And retina will be having rods and cone cells, and rods and cone cells will be having a protein, and that protein will be rhodopsin protein. This name you have to remember. And this rhodopsin protein is made up of 2 things. It is made up of number 1, opsin, and along with that 11 cis retinal. And here comes your, yes, hero of the story, vitamin A. So I repeat again, rhodopsin protein is present in the retina, innermost layer of the eyeball, and where in the retina? Rods and cone cell. Rod and cone cells will be having this protein cell. That's why vitamin A is required for vision. Vision के लिए चाहिए. Number 2, vitamin A, just write down there 2 words. It is required for proper growth and differentiation of epithelium. Vitamin A is required for growth and differentiation of epithelium. Epithelium के लिए vitamin A चाहिए. अब यार कॉमन सेंस इन एनाटॉमी मैंने आपको पढ़ाया था. रिप्रोडक्शन में कैसे चाहिए? लिसन हियर बॉयज केयरफुली. In male, the male gonads will be testes, and testes will be divided into many lobules. Inside this testis lobule, you'll be having seminiferous tubule. Remove the seminiferous tubule out. Inside the tubule, you'll be having what? Germ cells. Guys, ये बताओ, what are these germ cells? Epithelium cells only. Flattened germ cells, epithelium cells only. Come on. If there is no proper vitamin A, germ cells will not multiply properly, will not grow properly. Why? Because for growth and differentiation of the epithelium, what do you require? What do you require? Vitamin A. No vitamin A, no germ cells growing, and we know germ cells are the one which are going to form spermatozoa. No spermatozoa, the male will become infertile. Oh my God, take care about that from today onwards. Vitamin A deficiency can also lead to infertility, required for reproduction. And why it is required? समझ में आ चुका है आपको. Vitamin A is necessary for epithelium, and germ cells are nothing but the epithelial cells. Okay. And the last and final thing, vitamin A is a very good antioxidant, guys. I hope you already know about the function of antioxidant. Antioxidant means what? What is the meaning of antioxidant? Which removes the free radicals from our body, from our cells. You know, free radicals are very dangerous. They're actually, damaging your cells. I think girls will be knowing this more better. जो हमारी जो स्किन होती है ना, जो स्किन सेल्स होते हैं, in the skin cells you'll be having like free radicals, and those free radicals will damage the skin cells. If the skin cells are damaged, that skin will become very much dull, all that wrinkles, as my face is looking right now, very much dull with wrinkles and all those things. The skin is very much spoiled with free radicals. And to remove that free radicals, we'll be using what? Antioxidant. So I think girls will be knowing this more better. Why? Because they'll be choosing or selecting the antioxidants. They'll be selecting the cosmetics, all the cosmetics with the antioxidant. So that अगर आप apply करोगे the cosmetic with antioxidant, remove free radical. If free radical remove, fresh new cells. The skin will become like glowy, shiny. Okay. So therefore, my dear friends, okay. So vitamin A is also acting like a very good antioxidant. So vitamin ऑप्शन हो गया. फाइनल थिंग, अगर डेफिशिएंसी होगा तो क्या होगा? डेफिशिएंसी डिसीजेस. थैंक यू सरन. डेफिशिएंसी डिसीजेस गाइस. चलो, if vitamin A is deficient it will be affecting your vision. क्या होगा? First of all, the person will be suffering with nyctalopia. What is the meaning of nyctalopia? Night blindness. Night blindness. If you don't treat that, it will lead to complete blindness. Xerophthalmia. Xerophthalmia. If you don't treat that one, it will lead to keratomalacia. And what is keratomalacia? It's a very bad thing. You know, keratomalacia is like, you know, corneal ulceration. Cornea जो होता है ना, वहाँ पर अल्सर्स होते हैं. Oh my god, corneal ulcerations. ठीक है. तो nyctalopia, xerophthalmia and corneal ulceration, all this is like, you know, vitamin A deficiency affecting vision. Vitamin A deficiency affecting the vision. Nyctalopia, night blindness. Later on, complete blindness, xerophthalmia. Later on, keratomalacia. Then yes, vitamin A deficiency, epithelium will not grow properly. Therefore, it will lead to dry and rough skin. You know, our skin is covered by epithelial cells only. अगर ये properly grow नहीं होगा तो क्या होगा? Our skin will become dry and rough. And then number 5, yes, it is affecting reproduction. The fellow will become in vitamin deficiency से. And that completes vitamin A in biochemistry. हो गया. So I'll give you the notes in a very crisp and clear manner, sir. जितना मैं पढ़ा रहा हूँ बस उतना ही पढ़िए sir. Whatever I'm teaching you, just learn that. More than enough, my dear friends. Is it okay? So therefore, chemistry of vitamin A, the naming of that, and then functions, and then deficiency होगा तो क्या होगा? Now this iPod is asking, what is the meaning of free radical? Free radical are those dangerous substances which are going to damage cells. Free radicals will be like hydrogen peroxide, hydroxyl free radical होता है, ठीक है ना, superoxide होता है. There are so many of them. You will learn that in pathology. Okay. So hydrogen peroxide OH minus which are formed inside the cells, they are going to damage the cells. Those are free radicals. Okay. चलो सर आगे बढ़ते हैं. Now once you are done with the vitamin A, now the second one, let us learn about the vitamin D. Tanu madam is now pareshan. Why? Sir, is infertility only in males? Of course madam, it will be in males only. Why? Because you should know that in the females, already हमने anatomy में पढ़ा है. I already taught in the anatomy that in females the ovum in the female already birth से पहले form हो जाते हैं. In females the ova are already formed before the birth itself, intrauterine life. So there is nothing like oogenesis taking place after the birth and all those things है ना. तो there is no chances of, you know, decrease in number of eggs or ova. But in males what will happen? The spermatogenesis will begin from puberty. हमने बहुत डिस्कस किया था डिटेल में है ना. तो ऐसे तो males has to take care about the number of carrots they eat daily, and females have to take care about the skin. चलो सर हम लोग ना सीरियसली पढ़ते हैं. Vitamin D. Vitamin D, first of all, let us learn about the chemistry part of the vitamin D, sir. Vitamin D will be like, you know, in three forms. There will be vitamin D1 and then vitamin D2 and then there will be vitamin D3. Okay, vitamin D1, vitamin D2 and vitamin D3. Is it okay, my dear friends? Now can anyone tell me with the names right now, sir? ये कई बार आपके MCA exam में पूछ रहे हैं, sir. They are asking many times in MCA exam. Vitamin D1 name will be calciferol. Vitamin D2 name will be ergocalciferol. And vitamin D3 will be the cholecalciferol. ठीक है. So vitamin D1 will be calciferol, vitamin D2 will be ergocalciferol and vitamin D3 will be cholecalciferol. Already in your MCA exam they have asked this D2 and D3 names, sir. Take care about that. Name done. And once you are done with the names, sir, now let us learn the synthesis and activation of vitamin D in detail. Should I remove this? Come on, my dear friends, I am removing this now. Now please write on the heading there as synthesis and activation of vitamin D. Write down the heading there as synthesis and activation of vitamin D, sir. Vitamin D formation and activation चलिए सर पढ़ते हैं. You know, vitamin D synthesis and activation will take place at three places, sir. First reaction will take place in skin, the second reaction will take place in liver, and the third reaction will be taking place in kidney. ठीक है जी. सो विटामिन डी में ना फॉर्मेशन में 3 स्टेप्स होते हैं. पहला रिएक्शन होगा स्किन में, दूसरा वाला होगा लिवर में, और तीसरा वाला होगा किडनी में. 3 रिएक्शन 3 प्लेसेस. ओ माय गॉड. कम ऑन सर, लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड. इमेजिन दिस इज अ स्मॉल पीस ऑफ योर स्किन. अच्छा यार ये बताओ, व्हाट इज द बेस्ट सोर्स ऑफ विटामिन डी? बेस्ट सोर्स ऑफ विटामिन डी, बेस्ट. The best source of vitamin D will be our sunlight, which we avoid daily. The best source of vitamin D will be sunlight, and when the sun rays are falling on the skin, what is going to happen? You know, in the skin you will be having a substance known as 7-dehydrocholesterol. In the skin you have got a substance known as 7-dehydrocholesterol. And that 7-dehydrocholesterol in the skin will now get converted to cholecalciferol. Sir, how it is getting converted to cholecalciferol? Yes, with the help of sunlight, and sunlight or sun rays will be having the UV radiations. So with the help of that UV radiations, or UV rays, 7-dehydrocholesterol will get converted to cholecalciferol. ठीक है. And now what will happen? That cholecalciferol will now go to the liver. Our second organ here will be the liver. In the liver, I am just writing in short form here, sir. Cholecalciferol will be added by OH group, hydroxyl group. And that OH group will be added on 25th carbon. So therefore, what is the name of this one, guys? Now 25 hydroxy cholecalciferol. 25 hydroxy cholecalciferol. ठीक है. I hope you'll be able to write down the full form, or should I write down the full form? लिख सकते हो? Hello. Write down the full form. Okay बच्चों, 25 hydroxy cholecalciferol. And now after that what is going to happen is that, okay, this is going to go in the kidney. What is going to happen is that once this will go to the kidney here, yes, 25 hydroxy cholecalciferol, and now it is added on first carbon, 1,25 dihydroxy cholecalciferol. It is the one which is the active form of vitamin D in our body, vitamin D3, और इसी को हम calcitriol भी कहते हैं. Vitamin D3 I am writing here again, it is also known as calcitriol. ठीक है. So that's all, sir. These are the 3 reactions, and by these 3 reactions what will happen? Vitamin D will be synthesized. I will write down the full form here if some people are getting confused. 1,25 DHCC is 1,25 D for di, H for hydroxy. Okay, please write on आराम से. All done. Very good. Okay, so I'll just repeat it once more here right now, guys, if you people are getting confused. Synthesis of vitamin D questions will come from here. There are only three reactions, but three reactions: one in skin, one in liver, another one in kidney. Okay, one in the skin, one in the liver, another one is in the kidney, sir. Yes, in the skin, what is the reaction, sir? 7-dehydrocholesterol will get converted to cholecalciferol, and that cholecalciferol is going to liver. In the liver, adding OH group on 25th carbon, 25 hydroxycholecalciferol, and that is going to kidney. In the kidney, one more OH group is added on first carbon, 1,25 dihydroxy, two OH groups are added, dihydroxycholecalciferol, also known as vitamin D3, also known as calcitriol. Are you all comfortable till here? Now, once you are done with the synthesis and activation of vitamin D, now, my dear friends, please write down there the functions of vitamin D, sir. Now, let us see what is the function of vitamin D. Now, what is the function of vitamin D? Vitamin D helps in regulation of blood calcium or serum calcium. Okay, regulation of blood calcium or the serum calcium, sir. Okay, now to regulate okay, the blood calcium or the serum calcium. Okay, is it okay? To regulate that blood calcium or the serum calcium, पहले ना हमको पता होना चाहिए what is the normal calcium level. Remember, what is the normal calcium level? Normal calcium level will be 9 to 11 milligram per deciliter. That's the normal amount of blood calcium, sir. Okay, fine. So what is the function of vitamin D? Vitamin D function is to regulate blood calcium. But how it is regulating, that is important. Yes. Do one thing, learn along with me in the image based manner, diagrammatic manner. On one side you draw the diagram of intestine. On the other side you draw the diagram of bone. And on the third side here you draw the diagram of kidney. Yes. So on one side intestine, on the other side the bone, and the other side kidney. Up so no, sir. What is vitamin D doing? Whatever food you are consuming here, जो भी आप खाना खाते हो ना, food, in that food you'll be having calcium. For example, I'm drinking milk. Milk will have good amount of calcium, and that calcium will be absorbed with the help of vitamin D. Okay. So what is the function of vitamin D? Absorption of calcium from intestine. Easy way to learn. After absorption of calcium from the intestine into the blood, from the blood the calcium will be taken and deposited into the bone. Who will deposit? Vitamin D. Oh, that means that vitamin D is helping in bone formation. Vitamin D helps in the formation of bone. And not only that, okay, not only that, yes, vitamin D also helps in reabsorption of calcium from the kidney. Kidney में आपको बताया ना, मैंने आपको कहा था, what will happen in the kidney? Come on, filtration will occur, glomerular filtration and all, and again we need to take back calcium, and that calcium is taken back by vitamin D, और उसको हम कहते हैं, क्या कहते हैं सर? Reabsorption. Reabsorption from the kidney will be again done by vitamin D. Is it okay? Is it okay? Come on, tell me. So with the help of this one diagram, guys, okay, with the help of like this one diagram, you know, it will be easy for us. For long term you can remember the functions. ये diagram ना somehow हमारे mind में ना print हो जाएगा. अरे यार intestine, bone and something like that, ना? Instead of learning just in paragraph what are the functions of vitamin D, this is the best way. Vitamin D helps in the regulation of blood calcium, to absorb the calcium from intestine, deposit the calcium in the bones, helping in bone formation, and then reabsorption of calcium from the kidney. From the kidney, it's helping in reabsorption of calcium. Is it okay? Is it okay? Is it okay? Okay, बच्चों, चलो. And once you are done with the functions of vitamin D, sir, just write down there the deficiency diseases, sir. अगर विटामिन डी का डेफिशिएंसी होगा तो क्या होगा? Deficiency diseases, deficiency of vitamin D in children and in adults. Deficiency of vitamin D in children will lead to rickets, and deficiency in vitamin D in adults, it will lead to osteomalacia. Deficiency of vitamin D in children will lead to rickets, and deficiency of vitamin D in adults, it will lead to osteomalacia. And that completes the most important vitamin, sir, vitamin D. Now we are done with the A, and then we are done with the D, and now please welcome to the next one, vitamin K. Should I remove this? Come on guys, should I remove this? Okay बच्चों, चलो. Now once you are done with this one, sir, the next one that we are going to learn right now is vitamin K. Now vitamin K also the same thing here right now, guys. Okay, no Arjun, it is not osteoporosis. If you have learned osteoporosis, it is absolutely wrong. It is osteomalacia, not osteoporosis. Vitamin K again the same thing. पहले हमको ना chemistry पढ़ना होगा. Chemistry, vitamin K will be of three forms, sir. Vitamin K1, and then you have got vitamin K2, and then you have got the vitamin K3. Vitamin K1 will be phyllocyanone, and vitamin K2 will be the menaquinone, and vitamin K3 here will be the menadione. ठीक है? So vitamin K1 will be phyllocyanone, vitamin K2 will be menaquinone, and vitamin K3 will be menadione. So remember about the phyllocyanone, menaquinone, and menadione. Done? हो गया the name. And now we need to think about, sir, why is this vitamin K known as vitamin K? Why? Because remember, vitamin K is the one which is helping in activating the clotting factors, coagulation factors. You know coagulation factors? They'll be like prothrombin. आपने पढ़ा होगा ना, like 11th and 12th standard में, fibrinogen, prothrombin, and all those things, Christmas factor and all. So all that, you know, clotting factors. Okay, for activation of the clotting factors, you require vitamin K. K for clotting, K for vitamin K. Now, what is the function of vitamin K? Sir, लिखो sir. Again comes our bechara liver. Okay ji. Liver is going to form the clotting factors, and out of all the clotting factor number 2, 7, 9, 10. Clotting factor number 2, 7, 9, 10. Clotting factor number 2, 7, 9, 10. And for this clotting factor, yes, the clotting factor number 2, 7, 9, 10. For this clotting factor, you need what, sir? You need vitamin K. And now the biggest question mark here, sir, is why? Write down those golden words. It is used for gamma carboxylation. At which amino acid? At glutamate. So my dear friends, vitamin K is used for what? It is used for gamma carboxylation. At which amino acid? Glutamate. These are the golden words that you have to remember for any damn competitive exam here in India. Vitamin K का काम क्या होगा sir? It's helping in gamma carboxylation at glutamate. Of which clotting factor? 2, 7, 9, 10. 2, 7, 9, 10. Is it okay? Is it okay? चलिए. And now if it is done, that is a function of vitamin K. If it is done, now guys, अगर deficiency होगा तो क्या होगा? Common sense. If vitamin K deficient, ये gamma carboxylation नहीं होगा, on factor number 2, 7, 9, 10 properly activate नहीं होगा. If that is not activated, anywhere injury, then there is no clotting form. There is no clot form. तो क्या होगा? Bleeding होगा. Bleeding disorder. Okay. So therefore, my dear friends, write down there what is the deficiency diseases. If it will occur, if there is a deficiency of vitamin K, it will lead to bleeding disorder. Vitamin K deficiency will lead to bleeding disorder. Vitamin K deficiency will lead to bleeding disorder. Okay, and not only that, remember one more thing, prothrombin time will be increased. I think you have learned in the physiology, or in the practicals, there will be something known as clotting time, there will be something known as bleeding time, and prothrombin time. CT, BT and PT. Prothrombin time, clotting time and bleeding time. Remember, when there is vitamin K deficiency, it will lead to increased prothrombin time. Increased prothrombin time, sir. That's all. Done. That is all that you have to remember about the vitamin K. And now welcome to the last and final thing, guys. Vitamin E right now, sir. Heading Lico, vitamin E. That will complete the fat soluble vitamins. Vitamin E, first of all, the chemistry part of that. What is the name of the vitamin E, sir? Vitamin E is known as alpha tocopherol. And what is the function? I request all of you to just remember one important function. It's antioxidant. It's a very, very, very potent antioxidant. That's also only these 2 points you got to remember. ठीक है जी, हो गया. So vitamin E, you just have to remember like 2 points here right now, guys. One is alpha tocopherol, another one is the antioxidant. That's all. The name of the vitamin E is alpha tocopherol, and what is the important function? It's a very, very potent. Vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E and K, A, D, E and K. That means we are done with the fat soluble vitamins, sir. Fat soluble vitamin हो गया. And now please write down there as note करके लिखो, sir. And in that note you write down there as antioxidants. You know which vitamins are acting like antioxidants, sir? It's easy mnemonic to remember. Vitamin A, vitamin C and vitamin E. Remember A's. Vitamin A, C and E. These 3 vitamins are acting like antioxidants. Vitamin A, vitamin C and vitamin E, sir. A's. And out of these 3, if they ask you the question which is the most potent antioxidant, remember E. E will be the most potent out of these 3. So another very important question done here, sir. So which vitamins are acting like the antioxidant? Yes, sir. There are 3 of them. A's. And vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E. And the most potent out of the 3 of them will be vitamin E, sir. That completes the fat soluble vitamins. And now welcome to the water soluble vitamin. Water soluble vitamin. Okay. And this water soluble vitamins will be like the easiest one, guys. So let us just do it. Okay. Someone is asking here, can we stop, sir? Why do you want to stop, sir, now? It's hardly 10 o'clock. I already told you the timing, right, in the group. 6 to 11. Are we are just learning for 4 to 5 hours now. आराम से बैठ के पढ़ो ना. No, actually I want to finish these topics today because tomorrow we can completely concentrate on DNA and RNA, and we have to learn replication, transcription, translation, a lot to learn, है ना. तो इसीलिए कंटिन्यू करते हैं. Tomorrow is the last day. Tomorrow is the last class. Chalo, sir. Now let us start with the water soluble vitamin, and in the water soluble vitamin we will learn now about the vitamin B complex. Vitamin B complex, sir. Vitamin B complex, there are so many of them. Vitamin B1, B2, B3, B4 and all those things. अब यहाँ ना sir, it's not like my topic right now. It's like your topic right now, sir. You have to recall whatever biochemistry I taught you in the last 3 days, last 2 days. Okay. So come on, make a table with 4 columns in your books. In the very first column, we are going to write down the name of the vitamin B. Okay. In the second column, we are going to write down the coenzyme. Okay. And the third column, we are going to write that coenzyme is required for which enzyme. Okay. And then finally, deficiency diseases. Make 4 columns. The name of the enzyme and the name of the vitamin B complex, and then which coenzyme it is forming, then it is required for which enzyme, and then deficiencies. Okay. So चलिए सर start करते हैं. I'll tell you the first one, then you'll understand. What is the name of the vitamin, sir? Write down there as vitamin B1. Vitamin B1, remember, it is also known as thiamine. It is going to form which coenzyme? You all know it is going to form thiamine pyrophosphate. I taught you on the first day. Thiamine is going to form which coenzyme, sir? Thiamine pyrophosphate. And that thiamine pyrophosphate is required for which enzyme? I told you now, it's your topic. Recall from entire biochemistry what we learned. Okay, TPP is required for which enzyme? Number one, it is required for pyruvate dehydrogenase. Number two, it is required for alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase. Number three, today only we learned branched chain ketoacid dehydrogenase. Pyruvate dehydrogenase, alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase, and branch chain. Sir, how do you need this TPP for these three? Recall the common thing between the three of them. 5 coenzymes: lipoic acid, thiamine pyrophosphate, coenzyme A, NAD plus, and FAD. क्या बात है? So all these three enzymes require what? Thiamine pyrophosphate. Thiamine pyrophosphate is a coenzyme, and that is formed from where only? Thiamine only. Vitamin B1, है ना? Now welcome to the last and final thing, deficiency. अच्छा एक काम करते हैं sir, I'll include one more enzyme here. One more enzyme here separately लिखो sir, transketolase. सर ये एंजाइम हमने कहाँ पढ़ा? HMP shunt. Listen carefully. I told you day before yesterday, sorry yesterday only, I told you HMP shunt पूरा pathway पढ़ने का ज़रूरत नहीं है. No need to learn the entire pathway HMP shunt. Now also I am telling you the same thing. No need to learn the entire pathway. Just learn this enzyme required. So which enzyme? Transketolase. And that will be requiring only one coenzyme, that is only TPP. Only one TPP. Not all 5. Only one. Welcome to deficiency diseases. One of the oldest question. Vitamin B1 deficiency will lead to beriberi. Everyone knows this. Write that and forget that. Nowadays they are not at all asking beriberi. Now listen here, the latest trending question nowadays. Nowadays what they are asking in the exam. अगर vitamin B1 deficiency होगा, there will be no TPP. If there is no TPP, the transketolase will not work. If transketolase is not working, that is leading to a syndrome known as Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome. Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome, and this is what they are asking nowadays. Latest trending questions. That completes your vitamin B1. Please mark a line here like this. Are you all done? Are you all done? So I think now after completing the first vitamin B1, so now I think you are able to understand that. Yes, come on. Now you are able to understand my method of teaching. कि मैं कैसे आपको पढ़ाने वाला हूँ. Okay. So first we are going to learn the name of the vitamin and then which coenzyme it is forming. And then we are going to learn, yes, about the enzyme, yes, that is requiring that coenzyme, and deficiency diseases. ओके बच्चों, आगे बढ़ेंगे. Shall we go ahead? Come on sir, next one. Now the next vitamin that we are going to learn right now, guys, vitamin B2. Vitamin B2 is also known as riboflavin. Riboflavin is going to form which coenzyme? FAD. Flavin adenine dinucleotide. Riboflavin is going to form flavin adenine dinucleotide. And FAD is required for which enzymes? Dehydrogenases. Yes or no? Dehydrogenases, very first day, first 2 hours. Oxidation means removal of hydrogen. Who will take hydrogen? NAD or FAD. What is the name of the enzyme? Dehydrogenase. Deficiency of vitamin B2 riboflavin will lead to what, sir? It will lead to chelosis. It will lead to angular stomatitis, and it will lead to glossitis. You know, all that basic things which will occur due to vitamin B deficiency. जब vitamin B का deficiency होता है in our body, you know, the person will be like very much dull, lethargic, very weak, cracking near the angles of the mouth, angular stomatitis, tongue, glossitis, and all those things. Okay, so that's all to remember about vitamin B2 deficiency. So vitamin B2 deficiency will lead to chelosis, angular stomatitis, glossitis, and all this. Now welcome to the third one, sir. Vitamin B3. Vitamin B3 is known as niacin. It is going to form which coenzyme? Nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. Nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. Okay. Then after that, which enzymes are requiring this one? Yes, dehydrogenases. Almost every oxidation reaction NAD will be accepting. And यार आप सबको पता ही है, vitamin B3 deficiency will lead to a disease known as pellagra. Pellagra is the name of the disease. And remember, this pellagra is actually a 3D disease. What is the meaning of 3D? D for dementia, D for dermatitis, and D for diarrhea. ठीक है, dementia, dermatitis and diarrhea. Pellagra में क्या होता है? What will happen in pellagra? Dementia means neurological disorder affecting your brain. Dermatitis, itis means inflammation of the skin. And diarrhea, I don't have to tell you, you have got the practical experience. Okay, so pellagra is actually a 3D disease. क्या होता है pellagra? Pellagra is actually a 3D disease. हाँ, if not treated, it will lead to 4th D, and that 4th D is death. If this is not treated, it will lead to the 4th D, and the 4th D is death. I hope you are done with vitamin B3. Now let us go to the next one, vitamin B5. Now my dear friends, vitamin B5. What is the name of vitamin B5? Pantothenic acid. Vitamin B5 will be pantothenic acid, and this is going to form coenzyme A. And yeah, just recall, coenzyme A we have learned at n number of places, you know, at many places. Coenzyme A we have learned in our entire biochemistry. Succinyl CoA, acetyl CoA, you know, it is required at many places. And now my dear friends, that is the reason why we don't have to learn about the name of the enzyme there, sir. Enzymes का नाम हमको ना पढ़ने का ज़रूरत नहीं है. Nothing to write there. So vitamin B5 A, nothing. The only one thing that you have to remember is that vitamin B5, important point is, deficiency will lead to burning food syndrome. The patients will come to you with, you know, the complaints, the food is having some burning sensation and all. So burning food syndrome में हमको ना vitamin B5 का deficiency होता है. Vitamin B5 deficiency, burning food syndrome. चलो आगे बढ़ेंगे. Shall we go ahead right now? Now the next one that we are going to learn is vitamin B6. Vitamin B6 will be your pyridoxine. It is going to form the coenzyme that is PLP. And what is the name of the PLP, sir? It is pyridoxal phosphate. Okay, PLP is the name of the coenzyme. Okay, PLP is the name of the coenzyme, and that will be pyridoxal phosphate. Pyridoxal phosphate, not necessary तनु. हाँ, ये थोड़ा ध्यान से सुनना सर. Why? Because this one we did not came across till now. Till now हमने ना बायोकेमिस्ट्री में अब तक नहीं पढ़ा है PLP. PLP, it is required for one enzyme. The name of the enzyme is ALA synthase. And where you will come across these enzymes are allosynthase in heme synthesis. ठीक है. So there is an enzyme known as allosynthase. That enzyme requires a coenzyme, and what is the name of the coenzyme? PLP, pyridoxal phosphate. Apart from that, you know, AST and ALT, aspartate and another one will be alanine transaminase. Aspartate transaminase, alanine transaminase, sir. AST and ALT. These two enzymes you will be seeing in liver function test, LFT. ठीक है. So whatever it is, you have to remember like three enzymes here right now, sir. One will be your allosynthase, another one will be aspartate transaminase, another one is alanine transaminase. Allosynthase, aspartate transaminase, alanine transaminase. These three enzymes, they will be requiring which coenzyme? PLP, sir. अब चलिए सर deficiency होगा तो क्या होगा? Come on, दिमाग लगाओ. Vitamin B6 deficiency, no PLP. No PLP, this enzyme not working. If this enzyme not working, no heme. No heme, no hemoglobin. No hemoglobin, no RBC. No RBC, decrease in RBC is known as anemia. And which anemia? Come on, come on, come on. Sideroblastic anemia. Deficiency of vitamin B6 will lead to sideroblastic anemia, and that completes your vitamin B6. Deficiency of vitamin B6 will lead to sideroblastic anemia. हो गया? Are you done? That completes your vitamin B6. And now welcome to the next one, guys. The next one that we are going to learn right now will be your vitamin B7. Another name of the vitamin B7 will be biotin. Another name of that will be, yes, vitamin H. Vitamin B7 or biotin or vitamin H. And coenzyme, it is not changing the name, sir, not changing the form. It will be in the form of biotin only. And biotin is required for three enzymes, and my students are already expert. Recall. Number one, pyruvate carboxylase. We learned in the very first topic day before yesterday. Number two, propionyl CoA carboxylase. We learned in the second topic protein metabolism today only before the break. And number three, acetyl CoA carboxylase, and that we have learned just few minutes before in lipid metabolism. Oh my god. I think now you will completely 100% agree with me why I am teaching you vitamins at the end. है ना? Nothing much for me to teach you, nothing much for you to learn here. It's all about, you know, whatever we've learned, just bring that everything at one place. Biotin is acting like a coenzyme for how many enzymes? So three enzymes: pyruvate carboxylase, propionyl CoA carboxylase, acetyl CoA carboxylase. And remember, deficiency of the vitamin B7 biotin will lead to hair loss, and that hair loss is nothing but the alopecia. Alopecia होता है. Deficiency of vitamin B7 biotin will lead to alopecia. ठीक है. Now my dear friends, thank you Bharat, thank you. It's very crystal clear right now concept. And now recently, yes, what is the cause of deficiency was the question. In one of the MCA exam recently they have asked, what is the cause of biotin deficiency? Biotin का deficiency क्यों होता है? Due to consumption of raw eggs. Oh my god, raw egg. You know, some people doesn't love to fry the egg or doesn't love to boil the egg, sir. ना वो लोग क्या करते हैं, बॉयल करते हैं ना फ्राई करते हैं. अंडा खाने के दो तरीके होते हैं सर. There are two methods for eating egg. Either fry the egg or boil the egg. Some people don't like. They will just take the egg, break that egg and drink that egg. If you drink that egg directly, I don't know why who will give this kind of advices. I think those kind of, you know, that टुच्चे वाले जिम होते हैं ना छोटे छोटे वाले, वहाँ पर तो लोग वहाँ पर जाते हैं और वहाँ पर ना कोचर होता है, हाँ जिम वाले, वो कोचर होता है भाई अंडा अंडा खोल के डायरेक्टली पी ले. बॉडी है बॉडी, बॉडी तो आते हैं, हेयर चले आते हैं सारे. ठीक है ना. हाँ मैं बताता हूँ क्यों. यहाँ देखो, रॉ एग्स, कंजम्पशन ऑफ रॉ एग्स, वेन एवर यू कंज्यूम द रॉ एग, करके ना कच्चा अंडा, in that raw egg you'll be having egg white, and inside the egg white you'll be having a protein and the name of the protein is avidin. ये पूछा गया था आपके एमसी एग्जाम में, ठीक है ना. So inside that egg white you'll be having a protein, that protein is avidin, and avidin will come inside your body whenever you're eating the kacha anda, whenever you're eating the raw egg, avidin will come inside, and this avidin love to bind with biotin. आहा, वो अपनी बॉडी में आता है और बायोटिन के साथ में कंबाइन हो जाता है, एंड आफ्टर कंबाइनिंग विद बायोटिन दिस एंटायर कॉम्प्लेक्स विल बी एक्सक्रीटेड आउटसाइड. क्या बात है. तो इतनी सिंपल कहानी है. एविडिन बॉडी के अंदर आएगा, बायोटिन के साथ में जुड़ेगा और उसको लेकर चला जाएगा, ठीक है जी. देयरफॉर इन योर बॉडी बायोटिन डेफिशिएंसी, एंड बायोटिन डेफिशिएंसी से क्या होता है सर. Therefore, my dear friends, remember the name of this protein, avidin, asked in your MCA exam. Take care. Next one, sir. By this we complete vitamin B7. Welcome to vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 is cobalamin. Vitamin B12 is cobalamin. Okay. दिव्या ने पूछा बॉइल्ड एग में एविडिन तो होता है ना. दिव्या मैडम, बॉइल्ड एग मतलब क्या होता है. बॉइलिंग टेम्परेचर कितना होता है. वाटर में बॉईल करते हैं ना एग को वाटर में बोला 100 डिग्रीज पर क्या होता है पता है. प्रोटीन्स विल अंडरगो डीनेचुरेशन, बाय 60-70 डिग्रीज ओनली, और उसके बाद में बॉईल करके खाओ, बहुत अच्छा होता है सेहत के लिए, ठीक है जी. हाँ खैर, विटामिन B12 इज ऑल्सो नोन एज कोबालामिन. What is the coenzyme? Vitamin B12 only, it's not changing, and in the entire biochemistry it is required for how many enzymes? 2, and both the enzymes I taught you today only. One of the enzyme will be homocysteine methyl transferase, another enzyme will be MMC mutase, redmi methyl malonyl CoA mutase. ओ भाई साहब, माइन साहब, एमएमसी का फुल फॉर्म क्या होता है. मीथाइल मैलोनाइल कोए म्यूटेस. दीज टू एंजाइम्स विल रिक्वायर विच कोएंजाइम. विटामिन B12. ओके, डन. एंड नाउ वंस यू आर डन विद दिस वन, अगर ये हो चुका है तो my dear friends, again I'll tell you the same dialogue. I think you will completely agree with me right now. I don't know why some of the faculties, some of the teachers will be teaching vitamins in the very beginning of biochemistry. Biochemistry start करते हैं vitamin पर आते हैं. अगर आप vitamin starting में पढ़ोगे ये सब समझ में आएगा डैश. ओके, तो इसीलिए सर ये आप vitamins स्टार्टिंग में नहीं पढ़ना चाहिए. You should not learn vitamins in the very beginning. Learn the vitamins at the end, and you also enjoy. I also enjoying, है ना सर. कोई बंदा लिख रहा है कि सर आपकी नज़र से देखो तो प्यार हो जा रहा है. भाई नज़र से देखो, नज़र में नहीं, प्लीज़ बी केयरफुल भाई. हाँ, नज़र से देखो. विटामिन B12 coenzyme, vitamin B12 required for how many enzymes? 2 enzymes. And now finally deficiency of vitamin B12, so already you know it will lead to megaloblastic anemia. Deficiency, okay, and today we have learned in so much detail के megaloblastic anemia, vitamin B12 deficiency, how to differentiate folic acid deficiency. हमने बहुत ना. Shall we go ahead now? And now in this category, the last and final one, guys, that we need to learn right now is vitamin B9. And vitamin B9 will be the folic acid. And folic acid we are going to learn in a different style. Folic acid ना हम लोग ना थोड़ा सा separately पढ़ते हैं. यहाँ देखो, बोलो बच्चों ये क्या है. टिल नाउ आई थिंक यू हैव नाउ यू आर परफेक्ट विद माय डायग्राम्स. व्हाट इज दिस? इंटेस्टाइन. And what we are doing is we are consuming food, and in the food you'll be having ready-made folic acid, and this folic acid is absorbed. First point to learn, tell me absorption of folic acid कहाँ होता है? Which part of the small intestine? Duodenum, jejunum or ileum? Yes, very good. Write down there. Absorption of folic acid will take place in jejunum. First point to learn. Can I call the folic acid as folate? Can I call this as folic acid as folate here right now, guys? Yes. Ic acids will form 8 salts, so therefore I can call the folic acid as folate. Yes. And once this folate is absorbed from the intestines coming into our body, in our body what is going to happen? Addition of hydrogen, H2, dihydrofolate, and then addition of one more hydrogen, therefore it will lead to the formation of tetrahydrofolate. Okay, so when you're adding hydrogen once, it will lead to dihydrofolate formation, and if you're adding hydrogen once more, it will lead to tetrahydrofolate formations. Is it okay? Once dihydrofolate, once more hydrogen, tetrahydrofolate. And remember, addition of hydrogen is oxidation or reduction? Hello. Addition of hydrogen is oxidation or reduction? Addition of hydrogen is oxidation or reduction? Yes. I told you already, removal of hydrogen is what, guys? Oxidation. So therefore addition of hydrogen will be reduction, sir. And it is known as DHF reductase, dihydrofolate reductase. Dihydrofolate reductase is the name of the enzyme. Kitna aasan hai? It's so easy. And now this tetrahydrofolate is the one that is used for the synthesis of DNA and RNA, and I will tell you about that tomorrow. Synthesis of DNA and RNA, I will tell you about that tomorrow. Don't worry about that. So this is the entire metabolism of folic acid. So remember, in human being's body, is folic acid formed ready-made? No, we are going to just consume that in the food. Okay. So therefore, yes, in the food we are going to consume the folic acid. Folic acid will come into the body, absorb folate, and then DHF, THF, and then helping in the formation of DNA and RNA. Now welcome sir deficiency. अगर folic acid का deficiency होगा तो क्या होगा? We already know very well. It will lead to megaloblastic anemia. Deficiency of folic acid will lead to megaloblastic anemia. Somebody is asking me, sir, who is adding H2? Bhai sahab, in our body there are plenty of hydrogen. Okay, removed also, added also. That is like recyclable. It will keep on taking place. हो गया? Are you done? Okay. Chalo. Now once you are done with all the vitamin B complex, now the last and final one that we need to learn is vitamin C. Vitamin B complex हो गया sir. Last ascorbic acid. So vitamin C will be ascorbic acid. Okay. And now what are the functions of vitamin C? Yes, write down there. Function number 1, it will be helping in post modification of collagen. Vitamin C will be helping in the post-translational modification of collagen. Number 2, and at this point of time, don't even ask me, sir, what is the meaning of this one? इसको पढ़ाने के लिए ना मेरे को सब कुछ पढ़ाना पड़ेगा आपको, ट्रांसक्रिप्शन, ट्रांसलेशन। मैं आपको कल बताऊंगा, ठीक है ना, कहाँ पर विटामिन सी काम आएगा। एंड देन विटामिन सी इज ऑल हेल्पिंग इन अब्सॉर्प्शन ऑफ आयरन। आयरन अब्सॉर्ब करने में भी हेल्प करता है। So these are the three important functions of vitamin C you have to remember. And what about deficiency? अगर deficiency diseases होगा, student knows that disease perfectly. We have been learning from LKG UKG. Vitamin C deficiency will lead to scurvy. Vitamin C deficiency will lead to scurvy, है ना जी? Is it okay? Is it fine? That's all. By this we complete the vitamin B complex as well as the vitamin C. हो गया sir. And by this we complete the topic of vitamin. So if you are writing the June exam, get set ready. Just know whatever topic we have completed in last 40 minutes, definitely 2 to 3 questions are going to come from vitamins topic guys. हो गया, ठीक है? तो चलो sir, we'll stop here. अच्छा, one thing I just wanted to confirm कि can we please start the class? Can we please start the class tomorrow at 5 p.m. Last class tomorrow. Yes sir, no problem. Yes sir, everyone is yes sir. Thank you. Love you all. Okay, chalo. So tomorrow we'll do one thing. We'll start the class at 5 p.m. tomorrow. Okay, one last day. हम लोग 5 p.m. से स्टार्ट करेंगे. 5 p.m. to मत पूछो, 5 p.m. to end of the class. Okay ना, same time 10 o'clock or 10:30. I'll finish it off. 10 o'clock or 10:30. I'll finish the class. ठीक है, चलो. Thank you all. Take care. Bye bye. And I request you all, please, क्या बोलते हैं, I was trying to tell something. I was trying to tell you people something like that YouTube channel. I request you all to forward to whatever groups you are in. Okay, not only you subscribing, please share that with every group you are in, whichever university you are in, and whatever groups you are having, like Facebook group or WeChat or WhatsApp. So please try to share that so that everyone can take the benefit of that one. Okay, yes Rahul, absolutely correct. बिल्कुल आप वैसे ही सोचोगे. सर डू लॉगिंग ऑन यूट्यूब ऑल्सो. स्टार्ट कर दूंगा मैं, वो भी स्टार्ट करूंगा, ठीक है? चलो देन. ओके, समवन इज आस्किंग द नेम ऑफ द यूट्यूब चैनल. आई थिंक यू आर इन द ग्रुप गाइस. आप ग्रुप में होंगे ना, ग्रुप में मैंने फॉरवर्ड किया था. ओके, थैंक यू ऑल, थैंक यू, टेक केयर, बाय बाय. होप दिस क्लासेस आर हेल्पफुल टू यू पीपल. प्लीज रिवाइज दैट. ओके, and come tomorrow, and tomorrow we'll finish it off. Okay, thank you all. Good night, take care, bye bye.